Hey, what's up, everybody? It is time for your favorite radio show. It's time for the Kevin and Nikee show on iHeartRadio. Let's go.
Yeah. It's time for the Kevin and Nikee show. They gon' have it lit up. Yeah, you know, it's time for the Kevin and Nikee show. They got the airways popping every city across the globe. It's time for the Kevin and Nikee show. They gon' have it lit up. Yeah, you know, it's time for the Kevin and Nikee show. They got the airways popping every city across the globe. You know him as a dope actor, Kevin D. Bitten. 360 twice jam, how he keep winning. And you know the baddest actress, Nikee won. She so bad you walking past, she had you speaking for her. If you ain't tuning in, this your reality check. You might miss out on your favorite star celebrity guest. When they celebrate, what you do, you get the bell, yeah. During Kevin's corner, get inspired and encouraged, yeah. Bend them corners while you listen, but don't swerve. Find out what's getting on Nikee nerves. What's bothering Nikee? What's bothering Nick? What's bothering Nikee? What's bothering Nick? Keep on playing. Me and Kevin goes and we gon' get you hit. Yo, check us out on social media. In your mobile phone, we everywhere. You ever stations played out like a ringtone. Follow me like Bino R-E-M-E-Y. Bino Remy. Pop like Semi. And my flow hotter. Thick as semi. Been doing this since I scraped up pennies. But back to the subject, Kevin, Nikee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That intro, it never gets old, man.
It never gets old.
Yeah, 936 Bino.
Yeah.
With the intro.
Yeah.
You hear the flizzo.
Yeah, time
you know
to
how it
gizzo.
gizzo.
Yeah.
You know what? And just by way of shout out, man. Shout out to Bino 936. He just dropped his new single called Miami Vibes.
Yeah.
We gonna play it next week.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna play it next week. Let you guys hear it. It's awesome. And I listened to it, man, at least 10 times. And I'm gonna tell you, man, the kind of the headline is, are you tired of being quarantined? Let me take you on a trip to Miami so that you can feel my Miami vibe. Something along that lines.
Okay.
Kind of what I read, kind of how he introduced it and kind of headlined it. And when I listen to the song, man, he really paints a picture that takes you to the beaches with the white sand and the clear water. And, of course, he had to be getting with some girl down on the beach, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a drink in his hand. But
I'll be honest with you, I don't mind the quarantine.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I don't mind it. I don't mind being in the house. I just don't like the traffic from, driving back and forth to work. Save a ton on gas, tell you that. What?
How does that relate to Miami vibes?
Oh, I mean,
I'm just asking.
I mean, because I can work from home, so I can go down to the beach and work from there.
Okay.
I just don't, like the driving back and forth up and down 95 to go to work and stuff like that.
I got you.
So I don't mind the quarantine just as long as I don't got to go to work.
I got you.
I don't mind it.
All right, so Miami vibes next week. And Nikee does not mind the quarantine because she gets to save money on lipstick and not have gas and all of those.
That's
stuff.
right.
I got
listen, look, don't get me started on saving money because I've saved a ton of money on the nail salons and stuff like that. I told y'all last week. I was in my nail salon bag. I got my poly gel nail kit, and I've been gelling it. Don't they look good? You know they look nice. You know it.
They look nice.
Oh
Why keep putting your hand back down there?
See, don't they look nice? They look nice.
Anyway, I am actor Kevin G. Benton.
I am actress Nikee Warren.
And we are back. It is another exciting week.
Yes.
Another exciting show.
Yes.
Another exciting guest on the Kevin and Nikee show on iHeartRadio, man. And we are back.
From outer space.
We are back.
Yes.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yes, we are back from last week.
That's it. That's a good thing because, you know, hey, man, somebody didn't make it back from last week.
Somebody didn't make it.
Therefore, it would be a blessing.
Yes.
Anyway, so there's always a lot going on. There's always a lot to talk about. And even when it seems like it's not a lot to talk about, there is a lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into our adventures. So with that being said, it is now time for the many adventures of Kevin and Nikee. All right. So, of course, as usual, and it goes without saying that we always stand on our lines, stand on our grind, even if it is at home. And so as actors and actresses who, strive to be professional in any way and strive to continue to evolve and develop and mature and get better, there's always some work that we can be doing, even when we're stuck at home. There's a lot of administrative work that we do, of course, with our radio show, even with our brand. There is, a lot of tweaking and things that we can do that we are doing, with our show and with our brand, or rather it's fine-tuning our resume, fine-tuning our show. And so we're always staying on our line, staying on the grind. We do have some projects coming up once the pandemic is over. And we had a little bit of what could have been a disappointment about one of the horror films that we will be filming that we believe is going to be really, really big. We were originally supposed to start filming July, August, September of this fall. Of course, with the pandemic, that changed everything, not only for us, but for everybody. And then it got pushed back to 2021, the fall of 2021. And of course, there was a little disappointment in that because, we're ready to get going once this thing is over. And then we got an update that gave us hope. And that is that, just by way of industry update, on July 6th, California is contemplating lifting more of the restrictions, which will allow the industry to kind of get back in the flow of things. And we know if California gets lifted, New York, Atlanta, and everybody else will sure be to follow. So, what else we got going on? What you got going on?
Man, listen, I'm telling you, I'm loving my nail set.
Okay.
That's what I got going on.
That's it.
My polygel nail kit finally came with all of the 8 colors in the polygel. It's, you know what it is? It's like hard wax.
Okay.
Like once you put the gel on, the gel and everything, and it came with a little dryer. Came with its own little nail dryer. The little nail dryer, the UV gel nail dryer that you go and you sit on when you get the UV nails and everything. It came with that. So you put it on and then you sit it underneath the dryer. So it's just like hard wax on your nails. And ladies, it's so easy to put on, and when you want to change the color, it's so easy to take off, and it does not mess up your nail bed.
Okay.
It does not. When you have you ever seen Kev? Some of the ladies when they take their nails off, the nail bed look all brittle and different things like that.
Right.
It does not do that, y'all. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, you better get with Amazon. It's going to take forever to come, due to the pandemic. But you better get with Amazon and order your set. I'm trying to tell you, I don't need to go back to the nail salon. Not never.
There you go. And I'm glad you shared that because, as we mentioned before, the pandemic has forced us to be a little bit more innovative, creative, and make adjustments. And one of the greatest personality traits that one can have, and this is just a Kevinism, is adaptability.
Yeah.
Because life, the only constant in life is change. And so when changes arrive, you want to be able to adapt. You want to be able to adjust so that you can still function at a high level and still be positive and keep moving forward.
Yep.
But life is not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Denzel.
Sylvester Stallone.
Ah.
Rocky.
Rocky. He get the bag.
I got one more for you.
Okay, go ahead.
No matter what happens,
Mm-hmm.
keep punching. Who said that?
Jesus.
Well, he might have said it in a different way. No, but say who said
it?
Rocky.
You in your Rocky bag today? Was you watching Rocky over the weekend?
You know, I was watching Creed though.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
You in your Creed bag, okay?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Anyway,
You
no
in your
matter what
Creed bag.
happened, no matter what you're going through, keep punching.
Yeah.
That's
and
encouraging.
that is encouragement because, like you said, you know, we're in a pandemic, and you know, a lot of things, like we said last week, are closed.
Yeah.
I.e., nail salon, hair salon, different things like that. So you got to learn how to do things yourself.
Yeah.
And so that polygel nail kit, it comes with all of these, you know, bags of art and stuff. How you know how some people have little flowers and stuff on their fingernails. It comes with all of that. And the good thing about it is that it's only one price. That whole kit only cost me, Kev, $54.
Okay.
Order it off Amazon, and you got all this stuff in there. Do you know how many trips to the nail salon you have saved?
Yeah.
Just to go back and get the little designs and stuff. One of the nails fell off. All I did was pulled out the little kit and put the darn nail back on. Now, do you understand that to go back to the salon and replace a nail, how much that costs?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they take the nails off so that you can get another design on. They charge you to take them things off. $2 to $4 per nail.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is just pop the things off yourself
Right.
and save your nail bed, and your nails are still strong underneath. Come on, I saved myself a ton of money.
That's it right there.
Ton of money.
And it's the same with you know, getting your hair cut. Like during this time, hey, you got your little peanut shape up clippers, and you're learning how to, you know, keep shaping yourself up. You know, you may let the afro blow out because, you know, you might not can't cut it like you want to cut it for those who can't, but you can still shape that line up, shape that beard up, and you know, keep yourself feeling good about yourself during this time, man. Because part of you know, surviving something like this is what we're learning is keeping your spirits up, and sometimes it keeps your spirits up to sit there and do your own nails, even though you ain't going nowhere. You just feel good about the fact that your nails is done. Shape your hair up, shape your beard up, and you feel good about yourself that you got a little shape up. You don't feel as gloom and doom because it makes you feel good on the inside. So
listen.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, let me tell you, I opened up them windows, I put on some music, let that nice little summer breeze flow through, and I was doing my nails and having a good old time. And look, you don't even have to do. It comes in different colors. Okay. So you don't even have to deal with that nail polish smell. Right. You know how some people don't like the fumes from nail polish? Yeah. You don't even have to deal with that because the gel comes in different colors. Just pick the one you want and put it on. So I turned my bedroom into a little nail salon. That's and I was having a ball.
That's it right there.
And you can take the dryer apart and do your toes. Because, you know, dry your toes and stuff like that. Okay. So that's what I was doing over the weekend. You know, pampering myself. That's it.
And we ought to treat ourselves. We ought to pamper ourselves. And because guess what? You're worth it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You're worth it. And so, but they are slowly but surely opening up certain businesses. You can see the traffic build up. You know, you can kind of see more people out. So life is slowly but surely getting back to a level of normalcy. But we're not out of the woods yet. Continue to wear your mask. Continue to wear your gloves. Continue to exercise social distancing. And stay safe out there. Yeah. Stay safe out there.
But here comes the real test.
What's that?
You've been doing all this stuff. We've been in quarantine since March 16th. And you've been learning how to do all this stuff on your own. The real and saving money.
The test gonna be when it's over.
Exactly.
We're gonna continue with our you know, what do they call it? Frugal, being very frugal. Frugal behaviors that we were forced to learn when we jump back out there. Because I'm going to tell you, I've learned a lot of things during this time that save for a rainy day. Yep. Try to live as close to debt-free as you can. Yes, these are just some things that I learned during this time in terms of how important
Mm-hmm.
when you're on your job. You know what? There's some things about all of our jobs that we may not like, but work hard. Work hard every day on your job. Why? Because when it comes time to make cuts, as we used to say in basketball, make it hard for the coach to cut you.
That's right.
Because if you're going to work every day and being diligent, when pandemics come and they're going down their list of people who they got to let go, okay, this one comes late every day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we need to save money. Let's start with that person.
Exactly.
But if you're the one that's coming there early, you know, doing your job, you're where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do, you're being diligent. They can see this on camera. You're not going over your lunch break and things like that.
Wow.
You're going to be one of the ones that's going to stick around.
Wow.
Because they are letting people go.
Yeah, they are.
They are slowly but surely letting people go because they got to save money.
Yeah.
You know, make yourself hard to cut.
Yeah.
It's another thing I've learned. You know, now if you made yourself cuttable, you know, it's never too late to turn it around. But hopefully you've been diligent.
At your new job.
At your new job. Yeah, at your new job.
You
can always start over at your new job. So make yourself hard to cut. Be diligent. Be professional. Take pride in your job. Yeah, there's things about, you know, our job that we don't like, that we can complain about. But hey, man, there's somebody without a job that's trying to get unemployment and or collecting unemployment. So yeah, man.
Yeah, because that unemployment rate, 2.4 million people have filed for unemployment. Yeah. Oh my
They said
goodness.
So many people that filed for unemployment when this thing went down that the website crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It crashed.
2.4 million people applied for unemployment. And the unemployment rate, as we told you last week, is between 14 and 15%. Wow. That is high,
that
G.
Is
that
real
is high, Sharon. That is high.
That's real
That's
high.
real high.
That's real high.
Listen, that is a lot.
That's a lot of people.
The money going out. Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And, you know, they mailed out, they're starting to mail out, well, they started last week, mailing out the debit cards to the people who did not have bank accounts when they filed their taxes. You know, the people who got the paper check. Listen, y'all better check your mail because it's coming in an envelope that looks like junk mail. Your debit card is in there from the IRS. Now, if you threw that thing in the trash, that's it. I don't know what to tell you because trash man already came.
That's your stimulus. Okay, you're going to have to go out there and check it. That's how to
Listen,
find it.
You better check it before the trash man checks it.
That's your stimulus check. You're going to be checking in the trash can to see if you can find it, Joe. So.
Look at what I do when I'm getting something in the mail. I feel the envelope.
If
it feels like there's a card in there, let me see what this is.
Right.
I'll open it up. I ain't even applied for this. Shredder, you know, stuff like that. But check your mail. Is coming in an envelope that doesn't look like, you know, a regular envelope because they wanted to be discreet. Like, so check your mail. That's your stimulus check card there.
I remember I got one of those envelopes and I went through the process, but you saw I bent it. There was a card in there and it was a Discover card and I was pre-approved. You know what I'm saying? So I spent the money that was on the card. When they sent the bill in, I was like, I'm not paying it because y'all discovered me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all discovered me, man. So, what y'all want money from me when y'all discovered me, man?
That is so bad.
They discovered me, so. No, but I ended up paying it off, and then I shredded it, and that was the end of that.
Kids, don't. Kids, do not do that. Oh my, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Kids,
I was like, look, you know, I was minding my business anyway.
Kids, don't do that.
Yeah.
Put in a shredder.
Yeah, put it in the shredder. Don't be that.
I get them cards all the time. I put it right in the shredder.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I do now. That's what I do now.
Yeah.
Because now I only have one major credit card that I use for emergency purposes only.
Yeah.
And like we talked about before, we try to do the best we can to pay cash so you can stay as debt-free as you can.
Wow.
And so
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah,
they discovered me, so why do I got to pay them?
They discovered me, man. So.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, Capital One is pretty good.
Capital
One card, you know, but you got to be careful because it's those interest rates
That's
that
what
get
I was going to say.
You got to watch those interest rates. Don't nobody want a high interest rate. I'm going to tell you like this. If your credit is jacked up, you want to get that card so that you can make them payments on time so that it can come down.
Right.
But if you got good credit, the last thing you want to do is get a high interest card.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
Absolutely.
Because you got all that money you're paying is going towards the interest first.
Right.
So come on, learn your money.
Yeah.
Get smart about your money. If you don't want to, if you're not smart about your money, you come on, get smart about your money. They got books out there that train you how to do it.
Yeah.
Get
And
smart
then
about
if
your money.
if you don't like reading books, you can Google a video that can teach you and or train you about proper tactics that have to do with maximizing your money and things like that. And not that everybody's a great teacher, but there are some good videos out there that you can get and Google online. So much information at our fingertips that it would be sad to be uninformed. You know what I'm saying?
You better love to read.
Yeah. And,
you better like to read.
That's it, man. Yeah. All right. So you want to tell them where they can find us?
Go ahead.
You want to try it?
No.
All right, guys. So, we always try to put out there where you can find us so you can continue to grow with us and go with us and things of the sort. So, if you're ever on Amazon Prime, you can check out Mercy. And it's a story of the killing of unarmed African Americans. It's a great conversational piece, good acting, good actors, very well written and directed. And you're going to really, really enjoy it. It's not a cop bashing movie, but it does address some of the issues that are going on in our society. And we've heard a lot of things that are going on lately in the news. I'm sure we'll be talking about that later on in the show, but check it out. And but it brings up the question that when you're in a position to take revenge or show mercy, what do you do? While you're also on Amazon Prime, check out Revelation Blue. Good cop story, very, very unique. A cop trying to do his job in the streets of Philadelphia, but struggling between faith and fear, doing what's right, doing what's wrong. Check out Revelation Blue. And it's going down, man, on Amazon Prime. Also, check out on Amazon Prime the Right Path movie. Our New York family, man, putting it down. Nikee and I are in it, and we are doing our thing. And it's a detective story, going to take you on a emotional roller coaster, going to take you up, take you down, make you laugh, make you smile, make you frown. You're going to get a good gun battle and some good action going on. And like I said, as I say every week, your girl is over here welding M16 like it ain't no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I play Spider, the comedic one of the group. I was just happy they let me in the gang, but I'm getting knocked out the whole movie. And I will say those stunts were performed by myself.
Yes.
So yeah. And I got
stunt credit.
I got stunt credit. You got a couple stunt credits too. So yeah. So also while you're on Amazon Prime, what else is on Amazon Prime? We want to check out Old Head. The series is on there. The TV series. I play a corrupt city councilman. Like I said last week, if you see me show up with a mink jacket, I didn't take no money.
Yes, you did.
At least I tried. Anyway, then while you're on Amazon Prime, we've been telling you guys to check out Emergency Landing, but it is on Amazon Prime, but it is not streaming right now for purpose. So we'll be for purchase. So we'll be keeping you guys updated about that. Then go over to YouTube. We got actor Kevin D. Benton, actress Nikee Warren. We got clips up there. We got monologues. We got feature films. We got short films. And check out the News short film, the multi-award winning News. The News is great, written and directed by Jessica J. Emanuel, starring your girl Nikee Warren. I'm in it playing supporting actor, and so is Emanuel, Jessica J. and His House doing our thing, man. And it is doing well in the festival circuit. And then check out Honor. Papa was a Rolling Stone. That was my character, and my Rolling Stone ways come back to haunt me. And see how it all unfolds at the end. I know the women gonna love the ending, so you might want to check that out.
I loved it.
Yeah, because y'all was cheering. Y'all was cheering on. Y'all wanted revenge on the Rolling Stone.
No, I told you why I loved it.
Why did you?
I loved it because it was a different ending. You ain't see that coming.
Right.
Because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he's pouring out his soul, and then it happened.
You felt sorry for me for a couple of minutes.
I was like, I had to jump back in my chair, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, unexpected ending. Yeah.
Listen, I can see why that won so many awards. Yeah. I can see why. unexpected ending. If I could tell the ending, I'm not that interested.
Right. If it's predictable, and it wasn't predictable.
It was not predictable.
Absolutely.
That's why I like it, because I couldn't tell how it was going to end.
Right. And you normally are good at predicting
Yes,
the
I am.
ending of movies. You would sit there and say, you know, this gonna happen, and it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So if you couldn't predict it, then I know
I couldn't do it. So it was really, really good, and I like the fact, the emotion, the range that both of you showed. It was just fire. The anger was there. The craziness.
Yeah. Logan Jenkins. Shout out to our dude Logan Jenkins, who we had on the show.
I'm going to infer mental illness.
Yeah. He played that role.
He played that role
very, very well. He definitely played a mentally ill character. Find out who he is in relation to me, man. Check it out. It's a really, really good movie that you can watch. And all these movies and clips and things are good that you can watch and binge watch during this time. And so also go to Amazon Prime and check out Single and Anxious, a good TV series, web series about lies, lust, love, people living together, all kinds of stuff.
Shooting dice in front
of the church, you know what I mean? And all kinds of stuff. And find out how it all unfolds. I play Ronald. I'm in season 3, episode 2, 5, and 10. And I'm just a dad that's trying to protect my daughter in a crazy world. But I got my own issues going on that I'm not sharing with her because I'm trying to protect her. She ends up finding out. We have some really, really emotional conversations, man. And you're going to really, really enjoy that. Then go over to the Stars Network. Find out when Jason's letter is reoccurring is in the loop. Check it out. It's a story of a killing of unarmed African-American males. It's a good conversational piece. It's a tearjerker. And it's the dialogue is going to continue to talk about a problem that we're consistently having in society and that needs to be addressed. Jason's letter, star-studded cast. I mean, Vivica Fox, Quentin Aaron, Nikee Dillard, Brian A. Wilson, Paul Anthony, Bow-Legged Lou, Brian Hooks, Perry, Lizardo. Me and Nikki's in it. There's a whole lot of Philly actors in there doing their thing. Shout out to the awesome talented Terrence Takeem, who directed it. And he's got a interview that's going to be coming up on Showtime, man. We're going to be telling y'all about that.
Yeah,
check that out. I already know it's going to be dope, man. He's a good brother, man. And you're going to really, really enjoy that. And then while you're on YouTube, check out the Recession web series. Jessica J. Emanuel is in it. She's the lead. She's a star. It is star-studded, great acting, well written, well directed by the multi-talented Maurice Paramore, who we had on the show as well. But you're going to really, really love this. And I'm going to tell you, Jessica's character kicks butt. Yeah. You know what I mean? She really, really kicks butt. And it was good to kind of see a woman in that drug lord, kind of character, kind of running stuff. And it was a twist of what we normally see. But you're going to really enjoy how it all unfolds. And, I played Tyrone Williams, owner of a bank. And I'm just in there acting crazy. I mean, it's not me in real life. That's my character. I'm in there harassing my coworkers, cussing, all kinds of stuff, doing all kinds of things.
Yeah, man. You sure are.
I was showing off.
Listen, y'all got to check this out.
I wasn't cussing though. I just remembered that. That was another character.
You weren't cussing, but
that was another character.
You weren't cussing, but you're really good in this thing. So y'all gotta check that out.
Yeah, check that out. Yeah. And I think I done shared everything. If we forgot anything, I kind of feel like I'm missing something on Amazon Prime, but
no, we did it.
We did everything?
We did everything.
So I think that's everything. So yeah, check us out, man, and subscribe to our YouTube channels, actor Kevin D. Benton, actress Nikee Warren, man. We really appreciate it. And we'll subscribe back. So I think that's it.
That's it, man. That's it. That's it. I'll do it next week.
Oh, you do it next week?
Because
you said that last month.
Well, I'm going to say it this month.
Okay. All right. Because you've been saying it every month. You did do it a couple times. Though.
I did. But see, you can remember all it. Now, it's not that I don't remember. He does such a good job at it, and I don't want to leave nothing out when I start talking. You just let that thing flow off the top of your head.
But you know what? If you are doing it and you leave something out, I'm gonna come behind you. I'm gonna come behind you and add it.
You promise?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll come behind you and add it.
So
if it's something that you forgot, I'll wait.
All right. So I'll do it next week, and if it's something I forget, you just.
I'm gonna come on in and say, and don't forget to check us out on. Blah, 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 blah.
See how he has my back, y'all.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I
try, man.
You do a good job.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna take a break.
Yes, we're gonna take a break, but before we do, man, listen. We got two of the finest young ladies on our show today. Both of them are awesome in their own right. We're going to talk to them. We're going to find out all about how they got started, how they came together, what they got going on individually, and we're going to drop some music too.
Yeah. We're
going to have a ball talking to them because both of them are just funny.
And they are definitely a dynamic
they
duo
are.
in their own right indeed. And one of them is the author of this next song we're going to play.
Yeah.
And what's the name of it? I Heart You Forever, featuring Unknown.
Yes, throw your hearts up.
But we don't know who she is because she's unknown.
That's right. Throw your
we'll
hearts
find out.
up.
We're going to ask them.
Yes.
It's the Kevin and Nikee Show on iHeartRadio.
We are everywhere and will be back. I heart you forever. Forever, ever, ever, ever.
T-Huny, I heart you forever. New vibe.
My love is true, it could never falter. I am willing to forget my heart's contender. Render to me to my fullest surrender. I believe that you and I are great together. Baby, treat me sweet and love me tender. Unconditional, I get cause you will keep her. Hey, I heart you forever.
My love is worth it, ain't nobody perfect. Underneath the surface, you moving like a serpent. I ain't about that drama, so bring it to your mama. I'm just trying to build a sign of how the niggas gone. Moving mountains, water to your fountain. We just need to grow like a seed when it's sprouting. Trees in the breeze, how we ease with the clouting. Hearts on my mind when we grind like a titan. Babe, I forgive and forget, but only get worse on your words if you trip. Like pumps on my heels, like shoes on your feet. I'm just trying to live life like a heart when it's beats. Hearts don't come cheap, you got pay, you won't keep. Never sneak, if you cheat, then I'm done like a nun. I'ma pray for a son, I never wanna sever. Babe, I heart you forever.
We could be forever, waiting like it's forever. My love is true, it could never falter. I am willing to forget my heart's contender. Render to me to my fullest surrender. I believe that you and I are great together. Baby, treat me sweet and love me tender. Unconditional, I get cause you will keep her. Hey, I heart you forever.
Writing in this book, how the words gonna look? Cause we floating in hot water like the name Captain Hook. What you took left me shook, now I'm hitting like a nook. God, please save us all, cause we moving like some crooks. Knowing what I need, and I know what you got. If you gave what you had, then we would've been on top. But the top would never stop if you moving like a clock. Time stand still, please, if you flooding on the mob. Used to treat me right, then it turned left. Now you acting wrong like the answers on the test. I don't want fair, and I don't want to leave. But my heart forever bleed if you cut me like a sleeve. Do you like a checker? Makeup on your neck up, neck down. Ha! We could take a step up. Pleasure, treasure, another measure. Babe, I heart you forever.
We could be forever, waiting like it's forever. Yeah. My love is true, it could never falter. I am willing to forget my heart's contender. Render to me to my fullest surrender. I believe that you and I are great together. Baby, treat me sweet and love me tender. Unconditional, I guess, cause you will keep her. Hey, I heart you forever. You could be forever, waiting like it's forever. My love is true, it could never falter. I am willing to forget my heart's contender. Render to me to my fullest surrender.
Satisfy your sweet tooth with some tasty treats from the Brownie Shop. Fudge cupcakes, sweet potato pie, freshly baked bread, homemade ice cream, creamy chocolatey brownies, and much, much more. Check out their full menu on Facebook Brownie Shop or Brownie Shop 2019 Instagram. Get your next dessert from the Brownie Shop. Your sweet tooth will love you for it.
Urban Elite Beauty LLC is an online urban beauty supply store that serves both men and women in urban communities. Our goal is to provide quality beauty solutions for our culture and community. Most importantly, we want to instill in our friends the importance of loving thy hair, loving thy skin, and to love thyself. Check us out on social media, on Facebook at Urban Elite Beauty, on Twitter at dbenton71, on Instagram at urban_elite_beauty, and for more information, go to our website at www.urbanelitebeauty.com or email founder and CEO David Benton at dbenton@urbanelitebeauty.com or call 609-217-5292. Check us out and see what the Urban Elite Beauty experience is all about.
That was fire.
That was fire.
Look, I got the whole video picked out already.
Okay.
Just from listening. Look, you know I'm a visionary.
Right.
Okay, you know I'll be sitting in the director's chair. You know that, right? Okay, so check this out. The vision I got for the video, if she hasn't already got a video out, is a nightclub.
Okay.
Right? A
Yeah.
nightclub. Everybody's sitting in the nightclub with the furs on. Everybody's dressed up real sharp. She got a full band on the stage. She come out with this sexy dress on, stilettos split all the way up to the thigh, got the fur around the collar, and she's like rapping, and you put that little glossy glens in there, and you're watching her rap up on the stage in this sexy dress, and got the girl unknown on the other side singing and stuff, and they're panning to the crowd, and everybody, just got their champagne, having a good time watching her. And then at the end of the video, she put the mic down and she come down. Her boyfriend is in the front row. She gets up with him and they walk out. Done.
You know what? I visualized that.
You visualized that?
As you was explaining it.
You can see it, right?
I can see it.
You can see it.
Cause it got that smooth club vibe, chilling. Everybody having a great time. Everybody got their drinks. Everybody just chilling. Listen,
I'm going to direct this thing.
That's gonna be dope. That'll be dope.
I'm going to direct this thing.
That's good. That and the sound that is a smooth vibe.
It's a smooth vibe. Like I can hear this. Like over here in PA, we got WDAS.
Right.
105.3. I can hear this on the Quiet Storm because it has that smooth sound. You know what I mean? It has that smooth sound that puts you in that mellow mood where you want to get your glass of champagne and you just,
y'all just having a good time.
Yeah, you just having a good time.
That's it. I visualized it as you was explaining it. And I was letting the song go through my head as you was explaining it. I think it'd be a perfect fit. Y'all need to collaborate.
Listen. I'm going to put this in the works. I am the director of this video.
That's what's up, man.
That's what I I envisioned while she was, going in. I'm telling you, I see this like real smooth nightclub like vibe.
That's it.
And everybody dressed up.
Right.
With the furs and stuff.
That's it.
And you just
like elegance and stuff.
There it is.
Smooth fallback, chilling, elegance.
That's it. That's it.
I like it. That'll work. That's it.
And the reason why I vision that, because our special guest is so classy.
Right.
She don't need to be out with the cars bouncing up, and she don't need that.
I got you. That's right. You're right.
She don't need that.
That's right. But she can go there if she wants.
She could.
Because she's so versatile.
Yes. But for this right here, I like the nightclub scene.
Like me, I like that.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm just going to add to it because now you get me started.
See how it
when
goes?
she come in, you know how you can have people lined up on both sides, but she coming down the aisle and everybody giving a dap, and she makes her way to the stage, and that's when you take it over.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And she got.
Because the only part I know is just the aisle part. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. You got the rest.
I got the rest. Okay. Yes, because she's on the stage. She got that sexy leg coming out. Because I want that dress with the split all the way up.
Okay.
I want that because I want to see the leg and the shoes. Because when you got on a sexy dress like that, it's all about the stilettos.
Okay.
You gotta show them shoes.
Okay.
So that's what I want. And I want the fur wrapped around the shoulders because she going to be going in a nice dress to show the cleavage and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then it pan over to a boyfriend. He in the front seat like this, End of the song. She coming down. He stands up. Boom. Walk out.
And they go out and they walk out. And that's when I take back over because we gotta go back down the aisle. And then they're giving them both that on the way out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Michelle Obama.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
Like they both celebrities.
Yes, Obama and Michelle Obama.
That's it. I like it.
Yes.
I like the visual there. I like that.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that.
All right.
We're gonna talk about that.
So, all right, so we ready for our special guest?
We are ready. Ready.
All right, now listen, guys, we got 2 special guests.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are so honored to have our 2 special guests on the show today.
Yeah.
Our first special guest, you just heard a song, is a very, very versatile, multi-talented artist, entertainer, and performer who has performed in many sold-out venues. She is signed with New Vibe Records, the record label of our brother, who we had on the show last week, the legendary multi-platinum, multi-Grammy nominated producer, songwriter, musician, and arranger of millions of records sold, Mr. Big Herb Middleton. Yeah. Our first special guest, Creative Music Sound, which can be heard played in the USA, the United Kingdom, Germany, and Canada, just to name a few, spans a wide range such as inspirational hip-hop, R&B, soul, pop culture, and Christian music. She has opened up for many notable artists such as Beanie Sigel, Dipset, and many, many more. She is a songwriter who writes smooth lyrics, what we just heard, with an attractive undertone over a nice mellow R&B track, a freestyle spoken words, and over some of the most dramatic and edgy beats heard in the music industry. Listen out for her playing on a clear channel, XM Sirius Radio, and TV stations near you. She is also a humanitarian who enjoys serving her community and nonprofit organization because it provides her with the self-fulfillment that comes with knowing that she has positively changed someone's current or future situation and well-being. She is the developer of her forthcoming faith-based sneaker line, handmade in Italy with vegan leather, called Dope Black, which is an acronym for Do Pray Every Day, Be Loyal, and Create Kings. I love it.
Love that.
This line will be launching sneakers and apparel whose proceeds will help push a positive agenda while giving back to the community and those who are underprivileged. Our first special guest has even done some acting, and she is no stranger to the world of film. She played an extra in the movie Righteous Kill, starring Academy Award-winning and Golden Globe Award winners Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and hip-hop rapper and CEO 50 Cent. Our special guest also acted as an assassin in the independent film called Gravity, which premiered in the fall of 2013. Currently, our special guest is preparing for new up-and-coming roles on major network channels and in major motion picture films soon to be announced. You know how them NDAs goes. She is the CEO, the owner, program director, and host of her online radio station, www.starmusicradio.com, and can be heard with her partner in success, who's our second special guest that's on the show, the Celebrity Spot, where they're interviewing some of the hottest celebrities around the world. And now for our second special guest. Second special guest is the other half of the dynamic duo that we have been ranting and raving about. Years ago, she was an aspiring music artist and performed off and on until she became very ill. But just before she was about to get signed to her first big record deal. Over the years, she has missed music deeply, but has helped younger artists and friends from time to time. She understands that none of our experiences, good, bad, and ugly, goes unused by God. And most recently, she wants to return to the music industry in some capacity, not as a performer, but by contributing her life experiences to help benefit other artists and people. Our second special guest is a makeup artist who is very photogenic and can and will hook you up. She'll hook up hers and hook up you and hook up anybody. She is also working on a beauty, fashion, and lifestyle segment for SMR slated in June. Our second special guest is a writer and is writing her first screenplay with her partner, award-winning screenwriter Kristen Van Slyke. The project is called The Relics, which is a supernatural fantasy thriller. Her next project will be based on the epic Greek mythological type character like the legendary Medusa, and of course, she can't give too much away about the product because they are in the writing stages.
Nice.
But being surrounded by positive people, like our first special guest, was also very important to our second special guest. And when the opportunity presented itself to host with our first special guest, man, it was like thunder and lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Together, our first and second special guests, man, they do damage like Thelma and Louise, like Tia and Tamara, like Zena and Gabriella, and they make up the dynamic duo host of the Celebrity Spot on Star Music Radio that can be heard around the world.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about? Miss LaTasha Williamson, a.k.a. T-Huny, and Nikee Wolf, a.k.a. Soko Nix.
Yes, they go together like peanut butter and
jelly.
Yes, avocado and chips.
Okay. I like it.
Shrimp and crabs.
Like, but you know what? We gotta play the introduction.
Yeah, we got.
We gotta play this 30-second introduction.
We gotta let y'all hear this thing.
It's like fire,
babies and
pacifiers.
Yo, this is Shaquille O'Neal.
Hi, this is Elton John.
Hi, I'm Jerry Springer.
Hi, this is Madonna.
Star Music Radio presents The Celebrity Spot. Hosted by T-Huny and Soko Nix. Giving you up-close and personal interviews every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Only on StarMusicRadio.com.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we had the pleasure of being on the Celebrity Spot.
And an article. We got an article.
We
got an article.
And an article.
All right, but look, we ready.
We ready.
All right, we ready. All right. So we have our special guest on the line, and we are ready for him. We have LaTasha, ready for them. We have LaTasha T-Huny Williamson.
Yeah.
And we have Soko Nix on the line. And we are really excited to have our friends on the line, man. And they're doing great things individually, doing great things as a team. And we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna jump right on into it.
But before we jump into it, we just want to first say thank you guys so much for taking time, out of your busy schedule. I know they got the pandemic going on. Folks are stuck in the house and all this stuff, but y'all still got stuff y'all do as artists, as radio show hosts and all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. No doubt. All
right,
so look,
we're gonna
jump right on into it.
Jump right on it.
All right.
Okay. So I'm up first. I'm up first. So my first question is going to go to Miss T-Huny. Me being the lyrical genius as I am, I'm also the dominant DJ. I got my DJ skills going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going for the music because you are an artist. So tell our listeners a little bit about how you got started in music because your song is fire. I just want to let you know it's fire. I'm just trying to tell you. So tell our listeners how you got started.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I started out actually doing poetry. And my cousin, he used to come around my house. He used to hang out a lot with us. And he used to always listen to beats. And I was like, I would listen to beats with him and stuff. And then I started just writing to the beat. And, I was already doing poetry. And it kind of took off from there. I was like, I created a song one day, let a few people hear it. And it was like, okay. And, I started using music and writing and poetry as therapy. It's very therapeutic for me growing up. And, I just stuck with it. And the response was I was like, all right, maybe I should just, keep doing this. And that's kind of where it took off at.
Okay.
Awesome. And you're doing a great job at it. And, we featured your song on our show before we brought y'all on. And, everybody around the world is vibing to it. We was in the studio vibing to it.
That's right.
And it was great. So I would like to ask T-Huny, like, okay, you're a phenomenal artist. You have a very, very unique sound. Your sound promotes strength. It promotes, I want to say, women empowerment, but assertiveness. And so I wanted to kind of ask you, who were your influencers that kind of inspired you to, your style or to start, rapping? Like, you have a really broad range in which you can do your thing. R&B soul, you do Christian, you do hip hop, you do that smooth sound. So who were some of your influences that, you said, you know what, they inspired me. I want to kind of do what they do.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little funny story about that because I get asked that a lot. And my response is, well, when I was growing up, my mom, she was one of those strict parents. And, we couldn't listen to nothing but, like Michael Jackson type of movie, which, I mean, obviously is good to grow up on. The Three Supremes and stuff like that. So I wasn't really around hip-hop, rap, anything outside of, like, the Jackson 5 and stuff. So when I first started really noticing that sound of music, I was a little older, like maybe 11 or something. And I was doing, I was at what was it, a concert? It was like a festival. My son, sorry. It was a festival, and I was listening to Lauryn Hill, and I was like, it's the first artist I remember really, really like gravitating to this sound. And so I used to listen to her, but I never really had an artist, and I was like, I want to kind of do it like them, but I definitely was inspired by Lauryn Hill. Gotcha. I love Little Kim.
Yeah.
See, that was funny that you said because when we was listening to your song, that was who I threw out. I said, she sounds a little bit like Little Kim, a lot more classier without all the cussing and stuff like that.
I know.
But you had that, like I said, assertiveness, but it wasn't as forceful as like a Little Kim, but it was your own unique style. So so that's confirmation that I was on the right track. You know what I mean?
You were.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Okay, that's great stuff.
Okay. Now, Soko, you got some musical geniusness going on as well. Tell our listeners about how about your music. Tell our listeners how you got started in music.
Well, I really haven't done music in forever, but when I was in music, it was basically just my ticket out of the psych ward.
Okay.
Like, that was just my strategy. Like, I was on the other end of the spectrum. Like, I just wrote a bunch of crazy things, and my mom was like, if anyone reads this, you're getting locked up. So it was just basically
wow.
It was just basically my way of staying out of, getting locked up into a mental ward. So I've vented a lot of my feelings, and I also made a lot of crazy things up. So, plotting murders.
Oh, wow.
But they're always fun. I make them fun.
Okay.
There's always, DIY certain things,
Okay.
It was just my whole fun thing, take on certain things. And I guess that's why I like, writing stories now, which is what I'm kind of into now. So, maybe that was, music wasn't really my path. So I still love music, but, I kind of got sick and it kind of took me out of it.
Okay.
But now I've ventured into, getting into screenwriting, and that's what I'm kind of focusing on now. And I'm like, well, maybe those stories of, writing crazy things and really dark comedy, maybe, and dark stories, maybe this is why I had a gift for it.
Right.
Maybe that's why I was good at that, making up crazy things. And my mom's like,
Awesome.
What did I do? And that's what my mom would read. Like, what did I do wrong?
Wow.
That was her take on it. She's like, no, it's really good.
Right.
I'm just frightened for you. That was always her.
I got you.
She'd laugh it off.
Well,
she's like, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm proud of you, but it's just really dark.
Right, I got you.
And,
it's funny that, that you said that because, in your introduction, one of the things I said of you was that you understand that none of our experiences, good, bad, and ugly, goes unused by God. And most recently, you talked about how you wanted to return to the industry, but not as a performer, to help artists, to help friends. And then you got into your writing. And so you're kind of pretty much saying the same thing, how you were writing music, it was a little different, but it was your own. And now you're into screenwriting. And so you are now, into screenwriting and things like that, which is great. You're writing alongside your partner, who's a award-winning screenwriter. So talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, she's amazing. We're writing a story called The Relics. It was based off a stories I've been writing and characters and everything. And Kristen Van Slyke she's just amazing. She kind of gave it a voice and, you know, more structure about in the ways of a script. And she's just helping me, you know, she's helping me build it, and she's just amazing. So I'm basically like, I give it a foundation, like I'm giving it characters and things like that, and she's building the story in the ways of giving it visualization, and she's teaching me all that. And she's just so amazing. She's so incredibly talented. I can't sing her praises enough. She's got so many scripts out there that have won so many awards. She's got one right now that she's done with Dan E. Scott, and it's called Hindsight 2020. They've won so many festival awards for this that you can't even see the poster anymore.
Wow.
Like they're doing great things, and I'm honored to be, you know, working on some projects with them. You know, that they're working on my projects with me. Awesome. And I'm just honored that they're helping me, and I'm, you know, they're just amazing people. So I've kind of, you know, it's been serendipitous that I've fallen into that group of people that kind of see my vision, and, you know, we kind of, it's, you know, when Kristen and I work together, it's like I can write something and she will see it the exact same way I see it in my head.
Okay.
So I think that God puts people in your life for a reason.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel that's the case. So she's amazing that way, and we just work really well together. So I've been very fortunate in that situation.
Yeah. Awesome. Now you have this, you talked about how you're going to be writing on your next project. I don't want to jump too forward, but we just want to kind of touch on it. I know you can't give too much away because it's in the writing stage, and then it got the NDAs and stuff where you can't give too much away. But you talked about writing about, you know, mythological type characters like Medusa. Now I'm a big fan of Clash of the Titans, Greek mythology. So where did you get your, you know, your love or your interest in Greek mythology and characters like Medusa and Perseus and Athena, and the list goes on? Because I mean, I love it.
Yeah, those are classics.
I've always had that. I've always kind of been into Greek mythology and everything, and I was a big fan of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I kind of had a dream about. You know, Medusa was kind of condemned and cursed, and that's how she became the way she was. So I kind of looked at that as being a positive thing. You know, she kind of, you know, vented for a while, you know, in my version, and she kind of vented it out and hated it. But then she kind of started seeing it as a plus side, and she saw it as a way to help people. And then from that, there were others like her. And it's kind of like if, you know, there were others down the line that were gifted, and they're going to be kind of somewhat vigilantes in my story. So it's going to be a little dark. There's going to be some darkness, but I don't want to talk too much about it. But there's going to be some darkness, but it's definitely going to be a positive where they're helping people, but at the same time, their curse is their gift. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. But I'm excited about it. It's very early. It's going to be a lot of changes, you know. You know how script writing goes. It starts out as one thing, and you know, but that's kind of the basic. You know.
But you know what? That's kind of like that's kind of similar to how life is. Some of the things that we feel are our boundaries is the very things to help us achieve. And I love how you know, you're taking legendary characters and you're really giving them redeeming qualities. So as you were talking about Medusa, and she's going to be helping people, I'm sitting there thinking, look into my eye and turn you to stone. Like, what's going on? Look into my eyes and I'm going to turn you to stone. And then turn you back. You know what I mean? But no, she turns them back. So that's what that's the good thing.
Okay, she'll turn it for a minute and then turn it back.
So yeah.
Okay.
Some people deserve to be punished, you know?
Okay.
Some people deserve to be punished. Some people deserve to be saved.
I got you.
All right.
I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see
there are some people placed in this world that are given that responsibility to decide which ones are which. So that's kind of where I'm going.
That is very interesting and intriguing.
Yes, it is. Yes. And keeping with acting, writing, directing, T-Huny, you got some acting skills going on too now. Tell our listeners a little bit about how you got started acting.
Yeah, I did a little bit. One of my very first memories was in school, actually. our classroom got selected to do like a PSA.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was the first person to go out. I still remember my line, and my line was, "I want to live a long life." And so it was, you know, each student had to say a line that was of, you know, that would be impacted moving forward in their lives. And I said, "I want to live a long life." And I still remember that they played it on the local stations and stuff.
Nice.
And I also did some and I also did like I did a role, like I played an assassin in this indie film.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did another, it was an extra role. We was there for like 12 hours. It was with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. And really, really fun. 50 Cent was there. We got to kind of explore him. Yeah, so I love acting though. You know, it's something I like. I enjoy doing it. So I definitely want to get back into that.
Yeah. Now, how was it working with 50 Cent and Robert De Niro?
And Al Pacino.
Yeah, well, we didn't get to conversate Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. We totally couldn't, right? Mm-hmm. But I was one of the people. I was one of the people that was chosen to do a scene with them. And you know, it was me and this other guy. It was a club scene, and we had to do some takes with them. They chose us to walk back and forth with them and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But 50 Cent, you know, he was hanging out with everybody and stuff like that, and he's shorter in person. He's a funny guy.
He's short.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's shorter in person.
Awesome.
Yeah, how tall is he? 5'2"? I'm taller than him.
No, you ain't. You're not tall. Nikee, I can assure you, you're not taller than him.
Quiet.
I can assure you, you're not taller than him. So we're not gonna open up that. We're not gonna open up that can of worms.
Okay, that's not.
Well, he's not short. I should say he's shorter than I thought he'd be. Yeah, I should say that he's not short. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Now, T-Huny, now you get the opportunity, the privilege, the blessing to work with the legendary multi-platinum, Grammy nominated producer, songwriter, musician, arranger of millions of records sold, and much, much more, Mr. Herb, aka Big Herb Middleton, who we had on the show last week. And you know, you're signed to New Vibe Records. I mean, it don't get no better than that. Mm-hmm. What's it like working with the legend?
Man, first of all, I'm super honored and blessed to be able to work with Herb. He's one of those guys or men I should say that when we conversate, like we always talk about God. He's always uplifting. Mm-hmm. Him and his whole family, his wife, like they're just beautiful people. Mm-hmm. And I learned a lot from him, you know. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to music, it's like a team because he's able to, so say I have like an idea, mm-hmm. he's able to just make it happen just like that. Or he'll come to me with the same idea that we're both sitting and thinking about. So we just connect on that producer and artist level, which is sometimes hard to find, right? So it's a blessing though, because we both have the same outlook in a direction in which it is that I'm trying to take my music now.
Okay.
Dumbing it down a little bit with the lyrics and bring it more in an inspirational aspect. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the nice version. That's the nice version of in the studio. But come on, T. I know y'all be arguing over that music in the studio now. Tell us for real.
I don't. I seriously don't. Like, honestly, one thing we probably never agreed on would be how to, like, when to put a record out. Like, but we really do connect on that level. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. I was just talking to him earlier today, and, we're working on some things, so you guys could definitely look out for that.
Okay. Well, we definitely going to bump your music.
Yes, we are.
On our show. Just let us know. And I'm rhyming. So you got me rhyming, T. You know what I'm saying?
You've been doing it all day.
I've been rhyming by accident. Maybe it's... maybe
he's trying to get a record deal.
Maybe I'm trying to get a record deal.
Yeah, he's trying to get a record deal this week. I was trying to get one last week.
I mean, Nikee was auditioning throughout the show.
Yes, I kept singing throughout the show and stuff. Now you rapping.
It was like a musical. She was singing for no reason.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody just burst out in
song.
song.
We'll see what happens. Now you got this awesome. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it'd be really hard to actually argue with T. She's one of the most zen people I've ever met. Mm-hmm. I think everyone probably thinks that she and I argue in private because it's two women working together. Mm-hmm. We never argue.
Oh,
really? We have never had an argument about anything. We've never had any ego clashes. Nothing. Like, we both are all about the station, all about the show. Like, if something can make it better, that's what we're both about, and we've never clashed on anything. We've never ever had an ego moment.
You know what that means. You know what that means, right? That means one of y'all is suffering. That's what that means. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. Just playing around. Anyway, but that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how we flow. I'm the DJ. He's the rapper. Sometimes he be trying to sing, like step into my lane and start singing.
Right.
But it's all right. I let him do it. I let him do it. I let him do it.
But with that said, how did you guys? I mean, y'all have such awesome chemistry on your show. Y'all never had an argument, so we know that. How did y'all meet? Like, how did y'all connect? How were y'all able to connect?
Yeah.
When I had just launched the station, I had interns and people working with us, so we met through a mutual acquaintance, someone I used to work for me, and he introduced me to Soko, and we've been rocking out ever since.
Nice,
awesome.
Nice. I like it. They've been rocking ever since.
That's it.
So they just hit it right off the nose. You
know what I mean? That's it. Like we kind of compared you guys to like Thelma and Louise, Tia and Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Zena and Gabriella. Like y'all just like thunder and lightning, man. Y'all got it going on.
Yeah.
Y'all got
peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the chemistry.
Yes.
And y'all show is fire. Y'all got hot guests on there, man. And y'all wear worldwide doing y'all thing on Star Music Radio, man. And it's great, man. Really great shows, great guests. And we want to say thank you to you guys for having us as guests on your show and even doing the article. And we were honored that the dynamic duo called us a dynamic duo.
Know, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for being on our show.
Yeah.
We were so excited to have you.
Oh.
You guys were a great show. You had great energy, and we were just so excited to have you.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. Nice. Awesome. Thank you so much. We try.
Yeah, we try. We try.
And you succeed.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, going back to LaTasha's music, I just want to say one thing. When I first heard her music, when I first went to the station, I listened to her and I was like, wow, there aren't a lot of really good MCs anymore.
Yeah.
She's been awesome MC.
Yeah.
I am so proud of her. I am always supporting her and throwing that up. And anytime I talk to somebody and they're like, they're like, what station you work for? And I'm like, as I mentioned, I work for a station. I'm like, oh, and this is my boss. And I'm like, listen to her. She raps. And they're like, oh my God, she's actually good. And I'm like,
yeah.
Damn right she is.
That's right.
Like, I'm so proud of her.
Right. Now, Soko, you do makeup and you're very photogenic on Facebook. Your pictures and things like that. Where did you get your? I mean, of course, women do makeup, but I mean, like you are like a makeup artist, and so where did you get your, love for it as a craft? So much such that you're good at it, and you do yours. And I'm sure you could maybe you could do something with my face a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hook me up. But where did you get your, your love and your passion for just doing makeup and just being so photogenic in front of the camera?
I used to be horrible at it. Well, I modeled when I was a teenager, but I used to be horrible at makeup because I really don't like to wear a lot of makeup unless I'm like doing photos or something like that. If I do photos, I'll do my makeup. But I have 2 older daughters, like, that are grown, and they love it. Like, they are like Picasso with like Too Faced and all the major makeup brands. Like, you take them to Sephora and they will paint you. I mean, I'm not kidding. They can do anything with it. So I just kind of watch them.
Okay.
That's kind of how I learned. I mean, I'm serious. They can do anything with their makeup. They are so good at it, both of them.
Wow.
And it's just, I just kind of watched them and learned. And it was like, why can't I do that? And it's just like, I would sit there for hours and just kind of play with it.
Okay.
So I just eventually learned, and I was like, I still can't do it like they can. So I started watching videos on YouTube.
Okay.
And I got better and better and better at it. So it takes a long time to kind of learn.
Okay.
But there are a lot of great videos out there that show you how to like section out your lipstick and paint it in. And it's just more patience than anything.
Okay.
That's really what it is. And you section out your eyebrows. I mean, you would be surprised. You're like, oh my God, how do you get your eyebrows to look, exactly like you painted them on, basically.
Right.
And look perfect. And it's because the girls are basically framing them, and then they put lines through them.
Okay.
And they color them in with sections, and they do the lips the same way, because the lips are hard unless you do that, and then you do contouring the same way on the lips.
Okay.
She got it down to
She
got the science down.
Now, do you?
Yeah, it is basically art.
Okay.
It's just your face is a canvas.
Okay.
Now,
I like that.
do you do other people's makeup? Because I've seen some people.
No, I don't.
Okay, because I've seen some people they got the eyebrow. Look surprised.
Yeah. You can't shave the eyebrow on, draw it back on, and look like you saying, "Hey, what's up with you?" You know what I'm saying? Because you got the eyebrows too high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I thought you said something.
Yeah.
My daughter does that.
Okay, so
I have a daughter shaves her eyebrows completely off, and she paints them on, and they look perfect.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
I don't know how, but she does.
Okay.
Yeah, she prefers to do it that way. My other daughter's like, no, I'm not doing that ever.
Okay. So you
but
just
I
do
do
yourself.
have one daughter that just,
Okay.
She likes to paint. Yeah, she likes to shave them off and paint them on.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
My other daughter likes it. She likes them to look more natural.
Yeah.
And they'd have totally. And I guess that's why I kind of started watching both of them, because they have two totally different styles.
Okay.
So I learned two totally different styles from both of them. But like I said, they're in their early 20s, so they know all this stuff. And so I think that, kind of watching them, and I was like, how did you guys learn that? You didn't go to school for it. And they're like, YouTube.
That's right. That's
YouTube.
right.
That's everybody say YouTube. Yeah.
That's
YouTube.
it. It's a lot of information out here, at our fingertips. And, I remember Spike Lee even saying, you don't have to go to film school to be a good filmmaker. There's so much information out here, that is kind of a negative to be walking around unlearned. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. That's great. That's good stuff. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Now I want to go back to the music real quick, because T, with the pandemic and everything that's going on, of course, we all have to practice social distancing and different things like that. With your music, how are you able to, keep your music going throughout this time? Like, what are you doing?
Honestly, I've been cooped up and just writing, putting together projects. Probably have like 20 records, and it's probably gonna be like a mixtape. And if we're still on lockdown and all that, we're gonna do a virtual mixtape release party.
Okay.
Invite everybody to come in, and we got a new network. We're about to launch pretty soon. It's a TV network, OTT VOD network, and so. We'll stream it on there, but I've definitely been in the studio. I have a home studio here.
Okay.
And I've been writing and recording, and any second I could get putting all my thoughts on paper, because there's a lot going on. There's so much to write about. There's so much, so many different concepts, so many emotions going around.
Right.
Just everybody in general. And I'm like, I gotta write this down.
Yeah.
So I'm just writing. Just building up my material, and then you guys will see it soon. I'm going to start going on live and share some records with everybody.
Oh, good. Because I was getting ready to ask you, artists, you guys have the concerts and different things like that, and that's pretty much how you guys, make your money. Or what kind of strategy did you put together for yourself, just in case we're still up in this pandemic thing, to get your music out for everyone to see? Are you going to do it virtually and charge people to watch it? I know Erykah Badu, she did a virtual concert, and she charged $2 for people to tune into her Instagram post and watch the concert. Are you going to do something like that? Did you strategize in doing something like that?
Yeah, for myself and for the station as well, putting together like showcases, concerts, festivals. So for myself, I'll start with the release of like the mixtape. Okay. And invite everyone to come out. And, then I'll start doing shows. So, which is crazy, because this is the reality. You can't go to the arena and perform right now. You can't go to the club to perform. So the reality of it is you still got to be on your hustle and grind. And there's so many thoughts. I'm not going to reveal them to everybody. That's why I'm kind of not saying much.
Okay.
But, just
right.
there, thinking you gotta be smart and figure out how you can still provide for your family. That's your hustle and grind.
Yeah, because I hear them babies. I hear them babies in the background.
Yeah.
I hear them.
Yeah. So T-Huny, so you you have your fashion line forthcoming, and it sounds like it's gonna be dope. And so talk a little bit about that. Like, where do you see that going? What's it gonna be like? Who you're appealing to, and so forth and so on.
Yes. So Dope Black, it's a faith-based clothing line, fashion line. And it stands for, it's an acronym that stands for Do Pray Every Day, Be Loyal and Create Kings. That's what Dope Black means. So basically it's just to help push more positivity in the air, positive energy. People want them to feel good just by looking at the attire they have on. Not that it makes or breaks them, but sometimes we just feel good if we have on a nice tee,
Nice.
But make it where it's not about a price tag, So
Right.
what I did was I did a very soft launch on luxury sneakers, and they're handmade from Italy and vegan leather and stuff, and just to see where everyone was at with it. They loved it, but I got to go back and I know what I need to work on, to be launched. So that's one of the very first things, that's going to be launched in this sneaker, aside from other things like t-shirts. But
Nice.
with the stuff that I put together, like with the clothing, with the fashion line, and I have like an online store and a radio station, all the proceeds, a percentage of everything that I make from these different businesses goes back into the community. So like, when I ship things out to people that purchase things, it's like, hey, you just help someone in need. So that's the whole thing behind it, honestly.
Nice.
I love the concept.
Nice. I like the name Dope Black, because Dope Black means do pray every day, be loyal, and create kings. How did you come up with that name?
Honestly, I was just sitting there one day thinking, and my kids, my two oldest, they're 11 and 10. I draw a lot of creativity from them as well, and so we were sitting there thinking together, and I was like, guys, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? They're like, nah, try this, and so, we kind of collectively, I got the input on it, and I said, I think that's what we're gonna do.
Like it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, Miss Soko.
Okay,
Soko,
okay.
you're not gonna hide back there, Miss Soko. We coming for you. We coming for you.
That's right, Soko.
Miss Nikee Wolf,
That's
AKA
right,
Soko Nix. So
yes.
So Soko, I love the fact that you're very outspoken about your story, your testimony, what you've been through. And there's an old phrase in football where they say, when you get tackled, fall forward. And I look at you from what you've shared with us. Life has tackled you. You're falling forward because you're using it to help other people. You're letting your voice be heard on an awesome major radio show going worldwide. Just talk about how you're able to take those negatives in your life and just turn them into a positive, kind of seeing the glass half full, and then you're sharing it with a worldwide audience through your voice.
I think because for a really long time, I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, I was really sad for a long time. I was depressed, and I had a lot of things I wanted to change, but I just didn't know how. Like, I had all this energy, I had all this, creativity, but I was just stuck. And then, when I kind of started coming around and wanting to change my life, it was, one baby step after another. And I got some momentum going. Then, the ball started rolling. And then when I got in a position where I could, then, now it's like, oh, I want to do something different. And then, I don't want to feel sorry for myself. So,
awesome.
Once you get in that position, you're more open about talking about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I've been hurt that bad before, and I've been that down before, then someone else has been in that position before.
Right.
And maybe if I talk about how much my life sucked, and if I talk about how much I sucked, then maybe someone else will relate to that. And maybe they will feel like they weren't so isolated and alone like I felt at one point in time.
That's powerful. That's
sometimes when you feel like that, you feel like you're the only person and you just blame yourself.
Right.
Because it's about accountability, because that was all my fault for, being in that place for so long, because I was sick for a while, and that wasn't my fault. But, the depression that lingered afterwards, it was my fault for how long I allowed myself to be there. So, and that's kind of like the thing that lingers the most. So I feel like, there's a lot of excess guilt that goes along with that. So, and that's the hard thing there is to talk about. So I feel like other people, if they hear you talk about it, or if they, if you're more open about it, like, hey, I suffered through this, but I made it through.
Right.
It's one step at a time. One good thing happens, you get a little bit more excited about it, and then you want to make plans to make something else happen. It doesn't happen overnight, but you do start making plans. You do have to focus on the positive. It's a mindset. Like attracts like. People don't think that happens. Laws of attraction are real. They don't always believe that when you're stuck in a really dark place. You don't believe that, but it is absolutely true.
Right. And, that's powerful and profound that you shared that. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people that needed to hear that because, life happens. And life don't always go the way that we plan. I don't care what your gifts, talents, and abilities are, but the good thing is, you may have been in a place where you thought, man, I was here a little bit longer than I expected, but you got back up. And you're taking your story, you're sharing it with others, and whether you know it or not, you're helping to heal others by them saying, wow, I'm not by myself. And as you help heal others, you get a little bit more healing, and then everybody get healed together, and everybody gets encouraged and inspired. And that's one of the things I've learned in my life. If you're ever feeling down, the best way to perk up is to go encourage somebody else. And, I'm sure this was a growth process where you had to grow to a point where you could talk about certain things, like you're talking about the weather or what have you, or just to be able to share it with others. But the good thing is that you're progressing, you're moving forward, and other people are being helped. Because I'm a firm believer that nothing gets wasted in our lives, good, bad, and ugly, depending on how we respond to it. We can become better, we can become bitter, and you're making yourself become better by taking one step at a time. And somebody needs to hear that. Hey, look, maybe they're struggling, with their music career, their acting career, or just in a relationship, or just in life. And basically what you just told people is to eat an elephant one piece at a time. You'll get there. And that's encouraging and inspiring.
Absolutely. And I'm a firm believer that everyone's a lesson as long as you're open to listening.
Right.
Everyone's got a story. Everyone's a lesson to you, and that includes yourself.
Absolutely.
Something's not working in your life. You need to pay attention.
Nice.
It's not going to change. You're the only one that's going to change that. It's called accountability and active listening. You can listen all you want, but if you're not actively listening, nothing's going to change.
We gotta get both of y'all the bell.
They get the bell. There it is. Because I'm a quote you on something. You said, I chose to piece my life back together, focus on my family, learn the tools of self-care again, and regain faith in myself. That's very powerful because she took the charge. She took the power back. She took the power back. And there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to take the power back. So my question to you, Soko, is, do you plan on being what is called like a life coach, helping people take the power back? Do you plan on doing something like that?
I don't plan on being a life coach, but I'm hoping to, anytime I succeed, if there's anyone that ever comes along that, says, how did you do that? What can I do to maybe better my life? I'll always take the opportunity to help that person out. It's all about passing it paying it forward.
Awesome.
If you're not passing along what you've learned, then why are you here?
Right. I love it.
Yeah, but you know what? I encourage you to think about it, because there are a lot of people out there who need to hear your story and hear how you were able to take that power back, because there are a lot of people out there struggling and don't know how to do it. And just those words alone, I choose to piece my life back together again. Focus on my life and my family and learn the tools of self-care again. Somebody need to hear that. Somebody need to hear those very words, and it will encourage them that if she can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. So
I'm still in the process of it. So when I accomplish it completely,
well, here's the thing, Soko,
and I have the blueprint, then maybe I will think about that.
Well, here's the thing, Soko. You're never going to, no human being is going to totally accomplish it.
Exactly.
And the blueprint is what you've been through.
Yeah.
You overcome by the word of your testimony, and the fact that you know what your testimony that is so encouraging and inspiring, that you still here.
Yeah.
After all that you've been through, you still here. And so none of us never arrive to a point where we say, okay, I've got it. We never arrive as artists. We never arrive as actors. It's a lifelong process of getting better, but never getting there, but getting better. Mm-hmm. And so as I'm getting better, I'm helping other people to get better, and I get better as I help other people to get better. So if you're waiting for yourself to arrive, that's not going to happen. You help people where you are with what you've already been through, and what you've been through, you could change the world with just what you've been through and what you've come out of.
Yeah.
Now this can turn into Dr. Phil a little bit, but anyway. We doing artists, Dr. Phil, radio stations. We got it all here.
That first step really is just, taking a look and saying, okay, I'm set up. I'm ready to, I'm just ready for my life to change. It's just really, that's the first step.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready for things to be different.
Okay, that's what's up. That's up. And you know what? Sometimes in life, you really have to just come to the point where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm going to get up off my backside. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do something about it, and I'm going to start with me. And that sounds like what happened. And, you're doing great things and stuff like that. And so, but T-Huny, I heard the other day, as they say in church lingo, that you play a little basketball, and Nikee wanted to challenge you one-on-one.
Oh, shucks now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, listen, girl. Listen now. You don't want none of this work.
Oh, my goodness. I just started something.
You don't want none of this work now. Oh, shucks. What position did you play? What position did you play, T?
I'm sorry?
What position did you play?
Oh, point guard.
Then me and you would have been best friends, because I do all the shooting and she handles the ball and she can pass it to me. And
that's
then,
all right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all right, because neither one of you can beat me.
Oh, man.
That's how that's going to go.
You know what? Don't pay Nikee no mind. Next thing you know, she's going to be talking about rap battles. But
hold up there, because she do rap. Now, T-Huny, don't get me started.
No, wait a minute.
Don't get me started.
You out of your league, Nikee. You do not want to battle T-Huny. You do not want to battle T-Huny. I heard the song. You don't want to battle T-Huny.
I don't back down from a challenge. Okay. You know that? I don't back down from nobody.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I have a story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
When I think I was 16, and I went to a college radio station. I was working with this label that had wanted to sign me. And it was my first radio interview ever. Like, I didn't even know I was going to the station. They just called, like, hey, we picking you up, blah, blah, blah. So we're at the station doing an interview, and then this random guy calls in. He's like, oh, I want to battle her right now on air. And I'm like, okay. And so I told my team, I said, let's go. The host and stuff was like, you want to do it? I said, yeah, let's go. So, and I battled him, and let's just say he hung up. So let's say that.
Okay. He hung up.
Okay.
I ain't hanging up.
See, it's easy for her to be tough. It's easy for her to be tough on this side.
I ain't hanging up.
Anyway. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. No. I'm gonna be
want no work.
No, wait.
You don't want
Wait.
Listen now.
I'm gonna be the mediator. We're gonna change the subject. So we're gonna go to Soko real quick. We don't want no battling going on. Anyway, Soko. So you guys have great chemistry. You and T got great chemistry on the show. I know y'all never have been in an argument. We still waiting for y'all first one. When y'all do, let us know. But anyway, but what do you attribute, other than not arguing, seeing eye to eye, that y'all have good chemistry? Like, that's hard to come by. You know what I mean? That's hard to come by. And I think certain things need to be in place, like even with Nikee and I, there's no envy, there's no jealousy. We want to see each other succeed, even if it means her getting something and me not getting it, or me getting it, her not getting, like we talked about when we came on y'all show. What, and there's no formula, but what would you say are some of the ingredients to why y'all guys' chemistry is so like that, and it's just coming out, it comes out on y'all show?
Yeah.
I really think it's just because we both have a vision for the show, and it's pretty much the same thing. We both want to see it elevate and keep climbing, and we want it to be more than a show.
Right.
And we want it to be more than celebrity shot, the celebrity spot. We want it to be, more than just the station. We have the same goal for it, and it's not about, her making it, bigger or me making it bigger. It's about, everything that we can both contribute to make it a better station, a better show. And, we're branching into TV. We sit there and go through, we're on conference calls for hours sometimes thinking about content. We both contribute, ideas for content, and we just, create content together and go over it and over it and over it and over it. And we both contribute that. And, we put a lot of work into it, and it's an equal amount of work. And, if I have an idea, I call her up and we'll sit there and talk about it for hours. She does the same thing with me. And it's just, about forward momentum.
That's it.
Nice.
And,
nice.
So it's just, we're both hard workers. Honestly, we're workaholics. That's pretty much, I really think that's the winning formula between the two of us, is that we're both workaholics.
Awesome. Well, listen, we definitely once again want to reiterate how grateful and thankful we were to be guests on you guys' show, to get the article, and then you guys helping us get Stuart Yee. We're going to have him on the show next week, and we're excited about that. As we said, man, any way we can support you guys, any guests that y'all need that's been on our show, please let us know. We will definitely, give them your contact number, forward their names. And we thank y'all for y'all support. Y'all have our support. And that's what it's about, man, because in this industry, and T-Huny, you probably can speak to this. Me and Nikee can speak to this on the acting end. This industry can be real cutthroat. It can be backstabbing and all that negativity. And when you finally do run into some people that you vibe that's not like that, and trying to be positive and be honest and demonstrate integrity, it truly is a breath of fresh air. Because at the end of the day, it's about relationships. It's about the relationships that you build that are positive, that's going to last a lifetime. And that's what it's about, because guess what? Blessings generally come through relationships, unless you hit the lottery.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And most of us ain't hitting that one. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's going to come through a person. And people are so willing to risk a relationship over getting an opportunity and things like that. So we appreciate you guys' friendship. We're going to definitely have to make this a part 2. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Man, you've been phenomenal guests. Y'all were already family, but as we always say, when you come on the Kevin and Nikee show,
your family.
But before y'all go, please put your social media out there, your website, where people can listen to y'all show. We telling our listeners all over the world, y'all want to definitely check out starmusicradio.com. The celebrity spot is hot like fire. Babies and pacifiers.
Yes.
So put y'all social media out there so people can follow you guys and keep up what you're doing, your new TV station, whatever you want to do.
I'll start out. First, I want to thank you guys for having us as guests. And my social media, you can follow me on Instagram at T_HUNY. That's T-Huny. And, Facebook, Twitter, I'm on there. So just Google T-HUNY T-Huny. And I'll have my new website up soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
StarMusicRadio.com. Please check us out. And SMRLive.tv is the TV network.
Okay.
Well, the site's being built. You guys can visit that as well very soon.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right,
Soko.
And you can find me, Soko Nix Official, and I'm on all major platforms. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Nice.
That's it. I like it. I like it.
That's it.
I like
That's
it. You know what I'm saying?
it.
They can find you. They can find you
That's
like that.
it.
You know, you got people that have one name is Skilo 215, and then the next name is
MC Pistol Starter.
MC Pistol Starter, and MC Arson is another name. You got one name that can find you, and
That's
they know how to
right.
get in touch with
That's
you.
right.
And they know how to book you if they want to book you for something. You know what I'm saying? So that's great stuff. But continued success and blessings to y'all. Y'all know how to get in touch with us if y'all ever need it. Y'all got our number, our social media, and let us know when that hot music drops. We're gonna bump it on our show. So
For sure. Thank you. I appreciate
Yes.
your guys' support.
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got a
Thanks
few.
so much for having us.
Yeah, y'all welcome.
We got a few challenges coming up, T.
See how she's talking all this trash on the shutdown of the show. She's talking all this junk on the shutdown. But we're gonna let it go.
Let's do it.
So you getting T-Huny hype, man. You know what I'm saying? You getting the hype.
I'm like,
Look, how about we do a next on the next show? Why don't we just do a friendly rap and pass? Like you just rap, pass it to the next person, we rap. Why don't we do it in the name of friendliness? Yeah. I like that better. It's not a battle. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next show we have to do a rap and pass.
Okay.
And I'll get into.
Okay, you know she throwing in the towel. I'll get into.
See, she instigating. T-Huny, don't pay her no mind. She need healing. Don't pay her no mind. Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin. I'm telling you.
Huh? Yeah. All right, guys. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. And
thank you so much.
Thank y'all again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right, see y'all.
All right, you have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Man, weren't they awesome?
Awesome sauce.
They were awesome.
Awesome sauce. Straight awesome sauce.
Yeah, T-Huny was scaring me for a minute. I thought she was really going to start battling me and
Man,
stuff.
she was ready.
She was a little too ready.
Yeah, she was ready. She a rapper. She got to be ready.
She was a little too ready.
Yeah,
though.
I saw you over there sweating.
I was sweating
I know
a
you
little
was
bit over
sweating.
here. Like, wait a minute, what she get ready to say?
Because I was trying to help pull you out.
What she get ready to say?
But you kept jumping back in. You got to let me pull you out.
Because I ain't no punk. I don't back down.
See?
I'm going to call her back and we're going to start rapping.
See, why you going to wait till they hang up? You ain't right. But that was, man, they're great people.
Yeah,
First and foremost, they're great people.
Great people.
And you can vibe their positive energy, their positive vibe, their positivity, period. And so then when you talk about the talent on top of the positivity, it makes it all that much better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes it all that much more better.
Yeah, very a dynamic team.
Yeah.
Dynamic team.
Yeah.
And they bring, things to the table that each other need.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
you always say, bring
yeah,
something to the table that the team needs.
Yeah.
And they both bring something wonderful to the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got to get my hands on a pair of these sneakers, man.
Man, listen.
These faith-based sneakers.
Listen, we'll endorse it. We will definitely we'll definitely support it. We'll endorse it. We'll take pictures in it and put it on all our social media and draw traffic to wherever the website is to go buy it and get it and stuff.
I'm getting my pair. And I'm going, how, I don't know if you saw on social media when Beyonce sent everyone her Adidas line or whatever. I'm going to have T-Huny going to send me the sneakers and I'm going to be all over social media like this.
Put your foot up. You got to put your foot up. Yeah, you definitely got to put when you put the sneakers on, you got to put your foot up.
Got to put your foot up.
Like even when you're driving down the street, you got to put your foot up, one foot out the window. You know what I'm saying?
One foot out the window. So
when the cops ain't around.
My faith-based sneakers, walking in the kingdom.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Kingdom footwear.
Yeah,
love it. Love it. Love it.
Great, another great interview.
Another great interview.
Great guests. We're happy to be able to call them our friends.
Yeah,
and and then we're gonna keep the ball rolling. We're excited about next week. Having Stuart Yee, our brother from another mother, in a rush hour way. It's gonna go down, and we thank Soko and T-Huny for connecting, us with him.
Yeah, and I may have to get a monologue battle going on with him next week.
Man, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. But anyway, so we're gonna take a break.
Yep, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, it's gonna be time for news and sports.
Scholars Professional Editing Firm consists of a specialized group of academic doctors, editors, and statisticians that keep doctoral candidates moving through the academic doctoral process. The Scholars Group accepts doctoral dissertations, capstone projects, premise, research studies, research proposals, research papers, and oral defense preparations and presentations. The scholars offer both qualitative and quantitative research assistance, data analysis, dissertation editing, writing support, and mentorship through their boot camp 8-week online program. The Scholars Professional Editing Group will keep you moving. For more information, visit www.thescholarsedititing.com. That's www.thescholarsedititing.com or contact Dr. Tamika Haynes at 281-315-6053. All right. All right. All right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Now it's time for news and sports.
All right. So I told you guys in previous shows that I'm going to try to keep you guys up to date on, is the NBA going reopen, or not? And so they're trying to come up with some strategies. They've been, kind of reviewing different options, but here's one that they came up with. So how the NBA can play out the seasons at Disney Sports Complex in Florida.
Okay.
So it's the ESPN Worldwide Sports.
Okay.
ESPN Wide World of Sports. I got that backwards. All right. So it may be a small world after all for the NBA if it's going to resume play this summer. The league is finalizing plans to play out the 2019-2020 season at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at the Disney World Resort in Lake Buena Vista, Florida, in late July. And I've been there, man. It's fantastic down. It's really, really nice. But while it hasn't been decided if all 30 teams will be there or if play will pick up with the playoffs and maybe 24 teams, it's clear that the NBA is working to fit all of its teams into the Disney complex. So there will be no fans, boo, and teams will be quarantined and instructed to follow social distancing protocols because of the novel coronavirus. But the complex has plenty to offer to keep players from going stir crazy. Those who have participated in events there, including coaches of men's basketball teams and AAU and youth programs, like the NBA's plans because of the complex's vast facilities, nearby amenities, and safety protocols. It's a good idea, said Fairchild coach Jay Young, whose team participated in last season's Orlando Invitational. There's plenty of space and courts. The hotel space down there is as good as you're going to get in the country. I thought it made a lot of sense, especially if you want to try to keep the players and staff as safe as possible. In other news sports, still kind of coronavirus themed, are offensive linemen at greater risk of COVID-19 complications because of their size? You know what I mean? They tend to be the more bigger guys out there on the football field. And so as college football programs race to bring players back to campus for workouts beginning as early as next week, confidence in a season beginning on time is undergirded by a statistic that suggests the odds of a college-age athlete dying from COVID-19 are extremely low. Okay. Conference commissioner, college president, athletic directors have acknowledged that as football teams return to play, there will inevitably be cases. And we talked about that second surge a lot. And perhaps even outbreaks that pop up in athletic facilities. The belief, or maybe it's merely a hope, is that players who contract the virus will recover because they are healthy, strong, and young. But that assumption, according to some infectious disease experts, might ignore a hidden danger lurking in every locker room. Does the sheer size of offensive or linemen put them into a higher risk category for COVID-19 complications? And he said, yes, I'm concerned about players with high BMI body mass index as compared to players who do not have high BMI, said Grinchen, an infectious disease fellow at University of Washington. He said, I don't know what that means in a lived clinical way for these athletes, and I don't think anybody knows yet. That's the scary part. Though physicians and scientists are still in the relatively early stage of learning about COVID-19, including key questions such as why some people have no symptoms and others get extremely ill, and whether a severe case could result in long-term damage to the lungs, there's broad agreement that obesity is a potential risk factor for complications from the virus. So according to the Center for Disease Control, a BMI of 40 qualifies someone as severely obese and puts them at higher risk for complications from COVID-19. For an adult male, that translates to someone who is 6'3", 320 pounds, just to give you an idea. In the last year's national championship game, the average size of the starting offensive lineman was 6'4", 325 pounds for Clemson, and 6'4", 321 pounds for LSU. That's just to give people an idea. So, of course, while offensive linemen carry a lot of weight by necessity of their trade, their muscle to fat proportion is not the same as a regular person. Nevertheless, it's a question that has largely gone unanswered and even unasked up to this point. Would a 300-pound offensive lineman be more susceptible to a severe case of COVID-19 and perhaps even at greater risk of death than other players? Everything being equal, individuals who are obese by body mass index do tend to have more of a tendency to develop severe infection than someone who is not obese. And that applies whether you're an athlete or not an athlete, said Amis Ajala, a senior scholar at Johns Hopkins, an expert in infectious disease who is part of the NCAA's coronavirus advisory panel. The cardiopulmonary fitness of a lineman who has a high body mass index, well, they may be better off than a non-athlete, but in general, obesity is a risk factor we have to think about. So what this tells us is that due to the quarantine, exercise is good to relieve stress and to put yourself in a position to be healthy if infected by the coronavirus. So get out, practice social distancing, wear your mask, wear your gloves, get out, ride your bike. As the NBA used to say, 60 minutes a day. Get out and do some kind of exercise. If you are back to work and, you have the option of maybe taking the elevator or taking the steps, you might want to just take the steps to get that exercise and things like keep them lungs going, keep them lungs moving. And, we need to make sure we rather get back in shape and stay in shape. So, yeah.
Wow.
So that's all I have in sports. So hopefully the NBA gets started and just report about the offensive linemen. Just lets us know that, we need to.
That is coming.
Yeah, we need to be prepared for another surge because the article said that. When people come back together and we want to be as healthy as we can. So get out and exercise and walk, ride your bike, jog, do what you have to do. But take care of yourself.
That's right. Take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water.
And be safe.
That's it.
That's all I got in sports.
All right. Well, in news, Officer Derek Chauvin, the Caucasian officer, who you can see on the many videos that has flooded social media completely in Minneapolis, has been charged with third-degree murder of George Floyd. Now, in case anybody want to know what third-degree murder is manslaughter. It's considered manslaughter, pretty much. Third-degree murder is considered manslaughter, and it holds up to 10 to 15 years in prison. A lot of people are saying that is unacceptable. That is not enough, because if you look at the video, you can see Officer Derek with his knee on George's neck, and he has one hand in his pocket, meaning that he meant to do what he did. So third-degree murder, manslaughter, a lot of people, including myself, are not happy with that. Yeah. They said that they couldn't give him first-degree murder because first-degree murder is like what? Premeditated. So third-degree, a.k.a. manslaughter, is what they can give him.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't seen this video, check out the video. I don't know how you cannot see it because it's everywhere. Right. And I'm telling you, the protest up in Minneapolis has been crazy. They bombed a whole police station, set that thing completely on fire. Now, I don't condone that.
Right.
I don't condone that because there's a better way to get your voice out about how upset you are. Right. But there's been a lot of looting, stores broken into, vehicles burned, and different things like that. I don't agree with that. But the death of this man, George Floyd, it could have been avoided. Right. And a lot of officers are coming out and speaking up as well, saying how that should not have happened.
Absolutely.
You got one officer with his knee on the man's neck, and you got the other 3 officers just standing around.
Yeah.
No one said, hey, Derek, don't do that. Yeah. Get your knee off of him. He's already cuffed. Let's just get him in the car.
Right.
When is somebody going to stand up and speak up?
And be accountable.
You know what I'm saying?
And hold each other accountable. And, you know, and just not to cut you off, though, Nick, you understand that these are emotionally heightened situations. So, you know, I know when you're working with children and working with kids, when you have a staff that a kid has pulled into a negative direction, you know, it is responsibility of another staff to say, hey, let me take over from here.
Yes.
And some of these cops need to jump in and say, hey, let me take over from here. And but there's no accountability.
None.
And to your other point, while we don't condone you know, negative response, there is an understanding why.
Yes.
Because like the commissioner of Philadelphia said, people are tired. Black people are tired. We're tired. It's a different situation, and the name is just changing. You know, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner. You know, it's just a new name attached to it, and is as an African American, period, especially African American male, it's no way you cannot relate to this in some kind of way, because you can't live your life like that will never be me. You hope and pray it never is you, and that time negative time and the chance you know, catches up to you, or you experience that, aka being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or two people meeting at a certain place and a negative outcome coming out of it. But it's like we see the injustice, we see the unfairness, we see the inequality, and it resonates with us. And for other cultures who can't understand, and their perspective is, well, what are they so angry about? What are they so upset about? You can't relate, and you never will until you walk in our shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Now we have Ahmaud Arbery. There's more video is coming out. They're still viewing the videotapes regarding this case here, where this man was shot by people who are not police.
Right.
People who are, what do you call it? Vigilantes. Yeah. Vigilantes of what?
The neighborhood. Self-proclaimed vigilantes of the neighborhood, because you were a former police officer, or you're in good with certain people in the county, but that doesn't give them the right to be approaching people with rifles, you know, and things like that, or driving and cutting people off. And attached to that story, the guy with the video camera, I think he's been charged now.
He's been charged as well.
Yeah.
He's been charged with murder. Now, you heard the story, so let's break it down. The owner of the house that's being built didn't have an issue.
Right.
He never called the cops. He didn't have an issue. So why do you?
Right.
Why do you feel as though you have to go out, vigilante person, and do what you're doing?
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. The only issue you had was that this man was black.
Right.
Because if he was white going into the house and looking around, nobody would have a problem.
Right.
Now, what if he was Caucasian, he went into the house and stole a piece of lumber? Would
it still be viewed and treated the same?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Would it be a problem?
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Your only issue is that this man was black.
Right.
That's it. And he was walking around a quote unquote what you call a white neighborhood. There is no such thing as a white neighborhood. There is no such thing as a black neighborhood. There is no such thing as a Puerto Rican neighborhood. It's a neighborhood. Neighborhood means neighbors. Neighborhood means everybody.
Right. But
that's what that means. Neighbor.
Right. But then you know what? This, you know, it just shows us, as others have said, that we still have a long way to go as it pertains to race relations. Because as it pertains to race relations, there is a such thing as white neighborhood, black neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? As it pertains to race relations. But it shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't be that way, because that's something that people have designed.
Yeah, people came up with that.
People came up with that. It shouldn't be like that. You should be able to live wherever you want.
Right.
It doesn't bother me that my neighbor 2 doors down is Caucasian and then my other neighbor across the street is Asian.
Right.
That doesn't bother me. I say hi to both of them because that's the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me at all. But why does it bother you?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why does it bother you?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's just, it's just tough, man. It's just real tough, because I mean, what could be the officer's argument? Yeah. I'm fearing for my life. Well, he was handcuffed on the stomach.
On his stomach.
He was no threat. At that point, he was no threat and could not be a threat to anyone. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if someone is saying that they can't breathe, Well, that should cause
You
for
heard him.
a readjustment.
You heard him.
Yeah.
You heard him.
And then other people who were standing around were saying, he can't breathe. Why don't you get off his neck?
And they heard him too.
Yeah.
You can, on the video, you can hear him.
Yeah.
So that's why it should be first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he says, first of all, you knowing that kneeling on somebody's neck is wrong.
It's not safe.
It's
anyway.
not safe.
Yeah.
That's for number one. Okay. That's for number one. For number two, the minute that he says, I can't breathe, back off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back off.
At that point, then to me, it's I'm determining that I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing, my negative behavioral action, even though you're telling me I can't breathe.
Exactly. And the officer next to him should have said, dude, he can't breathe. Get off of him.
Right.
Let's just put him in the car.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah,
man.
and there are a lot of people who are, beginning to speak out. Jaren Jackson, former NBA player of the Indiana Pacers, was friends with Lloyd, and he went to Instagram, and he was very, very, distraught, definitely moved by this. And he was like, this is what I got to wake up to. They called each other twin, and he's heading to Minnesota, I guess, to do whatever he can do to advocate for him, for his brother like that. And it's just senseless, man. It's just really, really senseless. And then you had one guy, I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna get his name before we finish this conversation. He goes to Twitter. He goes to social media, and he begins to say nasty things in lieu of the death of Lloyd. I think I got his name here. Hold on. His name is Sean Baker Sr. You know what I'm saying? And he went and he said things like it was good that, along the lines, it was good that he was dead, and that we hope he didn't have any seeds. One less scum we got to worry about. His name is Sean Baker Sr. He went to Facebook and posted some nasty, ignorant things in lieu of Floyd's death. And so my question is, where does this fit? Why?
What did he do to you?
Yeah.
You don't even know him.
Yeah.
You don't even know him. You know nothing about him. Why would you say those things? It's his skin color that made you say that.
Yeah. He's from Kentucky.
Yeah. It's his skin color that made him say that. Because if he was white, Sean, whoever his name is, would not be saying anything.
Yeah.
And to that point, there's another video that's circling circling Instagram. Tyrese, the actor Tyrese, put the video up. The video shows this Caucasian man. Now, this Caucasian man was beaten. Okay, this is a family show, so I can't say what I really want to say. But this Caucasian man was giving these two cops the business. Yeah. One was a female, and you can see the female punching this dude and the other cop on him and everything. And the three of them are just going at it, to the point where one cop had to crawl into the car to try and get the man out. And I mean, the three of them was beating the crap out of all three. Okay, so the guy, he manages to get out of the vehicle, punches the female cop in the face, takes her baton cap, pops her in the head. I mean, knocks her so cold, she just she lying on the ground with her hand on her head like, he hit me. The other cop is trying to get him. He pushes that cop on the ground, and guess what he does next?
What do you do?
Gets in the cop vehicle and drives off.
And none of the cops was fearing their life.
Not one time did they pull out a gun and shoot this man.
Right. And to add to that, there was another video where an African-American male got pulled over for whatever reason, and the cop approached the car with his guns drawn. He had his phone recording, and he was like, why are you approaching my car with your gun drawn over a traffic stop? You know what I mean? And he went on his little rant. He said, there's nothing illegal about me. There's nothing illegal about my car. I got kids. Don't you want to go home to your kids? He says, cops like you that gives all cops a bad name. We know all cops are not bad. But as Chris Tucker said in Rush Hour, your A is pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And so, I say all that to say, piggybacking off your story, we see the differentiation, how
It's
black people are handled
difference.
and how Caucasian
It's
people are
a huge
handled
difference.
and other races are handled.
It's a huge difference.
They get to throw punches and and ain't nobody fearing their life. But at the approach of an African American, cops is fearing their life.
Exactly.
Or they're chasing after the African American with their gun out, fearing their life.
Exactly. Because in this video that I'm telling you, and I'm going to find it, and I'm going to post it on the social media. In the video, you can see the woman, she reaches for, it wasn't a gun that she reached for. I think it was her flashlight or whatever she reached for, and she hits him in the head with it, but it wasn't a gun.
Right.
He was able to take what she had out of her hand, bust on her head. She falls on the ground, he punches the other cop, walks around the cop car, get in the car, and drive off, leaving both of them standing there.
Right. Yeah, there's a differentiation.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah,
because I'm telling you right now, you're not going. If it was a black man, and it's a shame that it has to be about black and white, but we are at this point now where y'all know the difference between how a black man is handled and how a white man is handled. We can't even argue about that anymore.
Right.
When you see this video, you're like, well, dang, he should have been shot or whatever. Not should have been, but that you can see the difference.
Right.
Because he beats the crap out of both of these cops.
Yeah.
And gets in their car and drive off. And both of them are just standing there.
Right. Yeah.
Now, had that been a black man, when the cop went around the car to get him out of the car, he would have shot him his behind and had let him fall out of the car.
Right.
You know,
the video wouldn't have went 30 seconds.
No, it would not have been. Yeah. But you can see this video. Both of them are fighting this man out of the car. I'm gonna show you. Y'all gonna be like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, it's just that, we as African Americans, like, we're tired, of these various different uncalled for tragedies. The name is just changing. And, like I said, we're not condoning rioting and looting and all that stuff. But at the same time, we understand how everyone is feeling. And then, there's a scenario, there have been many scenarios where we can get things on video and we still got to fight for justice. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Y'all, you guys, it's not like we are saying, oh, here they go with this white, black stuff again. Y'all see it.
Right. And if you don't see it, because your heart don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And and it's like for people like that don't want to see it, it's because you don't want to see it. And, and it doesn't affect you. And so, there's just this anxiety, this pressure, this fear that, we as African Americans, particularly African American men, we have to live with every day on top of other anxieties and fears and things like that. And this is just one of the many.
Yeah, you see it. You see it. It's no way you cannot see it.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got in news.
Yeah. That almost sounded a little bit like a What's Bothering Nikee too.
It's gonna lead into it.
Okay, I figured that because it sounds like it.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand because this bothering me too. You know what I'm saying? Because we have we have our lives and we have brothers and uncles and cousins and things like that. And but I do have to throw this in on the back end of it. We as African Americans as well got to start caring about each other.
Exactly.
And we got to stop the shooting and killing one another.
Exactly.
And to getting highly irate with somebody of a different culture. So we're not leaving that out either.
Yep.
What we're talking about, it is what it is, and we feel the way we feel.
Yeah.
But piggybacking off that, we as black people got to stop all this self-hate.
Yeah.
And we got to stop being out here shooting and killing and killing one another as
Yep.
well. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. I had part of my fear, as I said last week, when I step out the house in lieu of Caucasian cops, self-proclaimed Caucasian vigilantes. Black people is on that list too.
That's right.
They on that list too.
Right.
So we try to be balanced.
That's right.
We're gonna give you how we feel, but we're gonna be balanced.
And if you want somebody to stop doing something, you stop doing it. Stop using the N-word.
Right.
Stop using the N-word. You can't get mad when a Caucasian person say you say it.
Right.
Stop using the N-word.
And we get tired of that. Well, when you in the family, you can use the word.
No. Stop it. Please stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh boy. Okay.
I tell you.
All right.
Listen, we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we got
a lot of work to do, man. I tell you, we got a lot of work to do on ourselves, and we got a lot of work to do with everybody else.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do.
That's it.
Come on. Clean your own house.
That's it. That's where you go. That's where you got to start. You got to start cleaning up your own house.
Clean your house.
You know, because these protests are getting, what they say is getting, not these protests are getting, how you say? It's getting something that means like it's getting old.
It's getting old.
Because the name is just changing, and it's always resulting to a protest or a riot or looting, and it's getting old.
Yeah.
It's getting old.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. I mean, good report, man. Good
That's
report.
it.
So we're gonna take a break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
And when we come back, it's gonna be time for my favorite part of the show. We're gonna find out what's bothering Nikee. And we're going to continue to play artists by Big Herb Middleton, who we had on the show, multi-platinum, multi-Grammy nominated record producer, musician, songwriter, and arranger. T-Huny is also a signed artist on New Vibe Records, which is Herb Middleton's record label. And so, you know, this show, we're going to continue to stick with his vibe, since he one of his artists. And so all the artists that you hear on this show, once again, will be that of who has worked with Herb Middleton and or had music that was produced by him. It's the Kevin and Nikee Show on iHeartRadio. We're everywhere, and we will
be right back. Yeah.
Peace up. A-Town. Yeah. Okay. Hush. Get a little VI, keep it down on the low key. But you know how it is. I started shorty, she was checking up on me. From the game, she was singing in my ear. You would think that she knew me. Decided to cheat. Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Watch out! She's saying, come get me. So I got up and followed her to the floor. She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, I said, Johnny got down, she said, come and get me. I got so caught up, I got you told me. Look at my girl, she did the best for me. Next thing I knew, she was all up on me screaming. She's all up in my head now. Got me thinking that it might be a good idea to take her with me. She's ready to leave. Let's go! And I gotta keep it real now. Cause on the 1 to 10, she's a certified 20. But that just ain't me. Hey! Cause I know if I take that chance, she swears it's gonna leave. But what I do is the way she dance makes shawty alright with me. The way she I'm like, yeah, just work that out for me. She asked for one more dance, and I'm like, yeah, how the hell am I supposed to leave? And I said, Johnny got down, said, come and get me. I got so caught up, I got you on me. Look at my girl, she did the best for me. Next thing I knew, she was all up on me screaming.
Watch out, my outfit's ridiculous. In the club looking so conspicuous. And wow, these women all on the prowl. If you hold the head steady, I'ma melt the cow. And forget about game, I'ma spit the truth. I won't stop till I get them in their birthday suits. So give me the rhythm and it'll be off with their clothes. Then bend over to the front and touch your toes. I left the jag and I took the rolls. If they ain't cutting, then I put them on foot patrol. How you like me now when my pinky's valued over 300,000? Let's drink, you the one to please. Ludacris fill cups like Double D. Me and Ursh once more when we leave them dead. We want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed that say,
Johnny got down, said, come and get me. I got so caught up, I got you on me. Look at my girl, she did the best for me. Lil Jon got the beat to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Usher got the voice to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the flow to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Lil Jon got the beat to make your booty go.
That's how you do it.
All right. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. Herb Middleton's that dude, man. He worked with Usher and many, many more icons and legends. John Legend.
Mm-hmm. John Legend.
Yeah. Faith Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Pendergrass. Al Green.
He worked with so many
people. He didn't particularly produce that album, of course, but he worked with Usher. Mm-hmm. And so we just kind of doing a kind of like a Herb Middleton vibe right now. Yeah,
he worked with everybody but Crafties.
Everybody but Crafties.
Everybody but Crafties, man. Everybody but Crafties.
Yeah. All right, so now it's time for my favorite part of the show. We found out a little bit that was bothering Nikee, that was bothering her, that was bothering me. But now we're going to find out what else is bothering Nikee. What else is bothering Nikee?
I just want to do some dialogue. I just want to do some dialogue. I just want to sit down with a person of another race, and I just want to find out, what is it about me that bothers you?
The skin color.
What is it about my skin color? What is it about my face? What is it about me that bothers you so much? You don't even know me. What is it about me? When you see me and when I'm walking down the street, you see me, I smile at you, you don't smile back. I say hi, you don't say hi back. What is it about my presence that bothers you, that makes you not want to speak, that makes you not want to smile, that makes you not want to be nice, that makes you wish that I'm dead? Like, what is it about me that bothers you? I want to do some dialogue.
Okay. I remember doing a Kevin's Corner, and I remember talking about when you find out what's great about yourself, then you can find out what people don't like about you. No. I said it backwards. Sometimes when you realize what people hate about you, you'll find out what's great about you. That's what I said. When you realize what people hate about you, you'll realize what's great about you. And if I could just talk about my African-American culture, I'm just going to talk about my African-American culture. This is not in connection to or reflective of any other culture. We are some of the most creative, innovative, adaptable cultures on the face of the planet. And I always say this to you, Nick. All you gotta do is watch Soul Train. You watch Soul Train. There's no way you can do those dances that they was doing on Soul Train without a level of creativity. You have a level of creativity. You see what I'm saying? You have a level of creativity that could cause for you to be great. And that's why this African American self-hate bothers me a lot, because we were responsible for a lot of great things. We created the refrigerator, the water gun, the stoplight, the light bulb, the first blood transfusion. We were I heard we created Jack Daniels, but I heard that got swiped. But anyway. But we are very innovative, creative, adaptable culture that we learn. We're able to deal with suffering. And things like that. There's just some qualities about my culture that I'm proud of. And sometimes those qualities about your culture that you're proud of that may not be indicative of other cultures could cause for them to feel some kind of way about it. So now I have to exercise my advantages to keep you from getting up there. You know what I'm saying? I have to exercise my advantages, because what I see in society is, if you put people in disadvantaged situation, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're disenfranchised. You see what I'm saying? If you put people at a disadvantaged situation, then I'm gonna look down on you or hold you responsible for being disadvantaged. You see what I'm saying? You put people in impoverished situation where there's no jobs, a lack of opportunity, and you're expecting a different outcome in terms of how they relate to society.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have those characteristics of where people do rise up and become the Michael Jordans and Steve Harveys and the actor Kevin D. Bentons and actress Nikee Warrens, and who, can come out of situations where statistically you wasn't supposed to, because there's some things that we have as a people, as a culture, that keeps allowing us to, or eventually will allow us to thrive and or bounce back if we tap into it. But it's in there. So
if that's it, then we
find out what people hate about you. You'll find out what's great about you.
If that's it, we got a whole problem.
Yeah.
We got a whole problem, and we need to talk about it.
And then here's the other thing. Whatever race anyone is, including us as African Americans, we didn't ask to be black. We had no control over it. We didn't even ask to be born. We had no control over it. So, you're hating our culture for some reasons we had no control over.
Exactly.
We had no control over.
Yeah. So we need to talk about this. We need to seriously talk about this. Find out what it is. This thing needs to get fixed.
Yeah.
This thing need to get fixed, because I'll be damned if I'm going to go through the rest of my life like that. And you should not want to go through the rest of your life like that.
And here's the other thing, too. If people keep treating you bad, at some point, if you're not strong enough, if you're not secure enough, you're going to start to feel deserving of their treatment. And you're going to end up saying what you just said, Nick. You're going to be asking questions like, what is it about me? As if you did something wrong. But I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You're trying to create dialogue.
Yeah.
Come on, let's reason. Let's civilly reason together.
Yeah.
So we can
let's talk about it.
So we can hear where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. And I think I just took over.
No.
Because what's bothering you is bothering me too.
Exactly. That's what the title of what's Nikee is. What's bothering you is probably bothering me too.
And you heard me say on the show, with this topic, I can understand. Let's say if a white man got jumped by a bunch of black men in high school, at least you have a point of reference experientially that, even though you need to know that all black people aren't like that,
right?
But at least you have a point of reference experientially as something negative. But you got people that hate you for no reason,
and that's
because. And that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just because, like the man who posted the hate video,
right?
The hate comments.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about that man.
Right.
You hate him because of whatever reason you put up in your head. You never met him, never had a run-in with him, never had nothing with him.
Right.
But you felt as though that whatever it was about this man, you can go on social media and put that up there. Now, what if somebody turned around and put that up there about you?
Right. Or your loved ones.
Or your loved ones on your deathbed.
Right.
What if somebody ran your name down in the dirt on your deathbed? Oh, he wasn't no good anyway. Good riddance. Another person, wherever he going, he's not here. What if somebody said that about you?
Yeah.
And your loved ones are reading that about you. Now, how do you think your loved ones would feel about somebody saying that about you?
Yeah. There's no empathy, no sympathy, no compassion. There's no putting yourself in another person's shoes because your hearts are so blinded by hate. Because that's what racism is. It's hatred.
It's hatred.
It's hatred.
It's hatred. It's hatred.
It's hatred. You're going to hate somebody because of the color of their skin, something they had nothing to do with. I'd rather for you to specifically say you hate some of the behaviors of African Americans, because guess what? I hate some of the behaviors of African Americans too.
What person don't?
You know what I'm saying?
What person don't?
As well as other cultures.
Yeah.
But just to hate somebody because of the color of their skin, to me, just seems shallow. It seems empty. It just seems useless. And then to relish in someone's death because of the color of their skin that you hate, it's shallow, it's empty,
and
it's
really
childish.
It really is.
Yeah, it's sad.
What if somebody get together and have a party over your death?
Right.
Pop bottles and balloons and different things because you're gone.
Right.
How would your peeps feel about that? They read on social media, so and so died. We all popping bottles.
Right, right.
Come on now. Come on. Man. Stop that. Stop that.
But I hear what you're saying, and I feel what you're saying, Nick. You're trying to generate conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I mean, here's my thing. But I've said this on the show, previous shows. If you're going to be a racist, at least be a consistent one. I'm not condoning racism. Don't shake LeBron James' hand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you hate black people, then don't get LeBron James autograph.
Exactly.
Don't be a hypocritical racist.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because you see people that are racist, but you taking a picture with Steve Harvey.
Hello.
You know what I mean? You taking a picture. Oh, is it because they're a celebrity? Then they're no longer African American? Mm-hmm, yes, they are African American. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not even being true to your own self.
A mess.
So it's a mess.
Hot behind mess. That's it. That's all I got. We're gonna talk about it. I want feedback.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you, yeah. We as African American, we some creative folk, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, I used to watch. I can pop like them folks on Soul Train. I'm serious. I can break it down like rerun. And I'm gonna tell you, the first time I remember that song, some dum gum dum style.
You know,
the first time I tried it, I did it right, and I don't even know how I did it.
You know
it speaks to my creativity, Dad.
Bye, Kevin. Bye. What's bothering Nikee is over.
Some dum gum dum style.
Get on my nerve.
Anyway, so we're gonna take a break.
We're gonna take another break, and when we come back, it's gonna be time for my favorite part of this show, Kevin's Corner. When we come back, it's the Kevin Nikee Show at iHeartRadio. We're everywhere, and we'll be back. listening to the Kevin and Nikee Show on iHeart Radio. All right. That is the legendary Faith Evans. I remember the way.
Go ahead, Nick. You hit that note, though.
Listen now. I got some pipes for you.
All right, no.
I got some pipes for you. Come on now. Listen. I got the pipes. I can hit the notes.
I hear you.
I can hit the nerves.
Yeah, you did. You hit that note. That's it.
Now it is time for Kevin's Corner. I'm going to tell you right now. Kevin's Corner brings you down from being so amped up about what's bothering Nikee, and that's what I love about it. Y'all, listen, what week we on?
All right, we on week 60.
Wow.
Yeah, we keeping the high vibration train moving.
Bring it down.
Yeah, we in week 60, man, and we're going to deal with two more characteristics, number 94 and 95. And the first characteristic, how you know that one is operating on a high vibration and frequency in life, is that you think before you speak.
Lord.
You think before you speak. So another great tool for helping to train ourselves to think before we speak is to use the Think acronym. I think, Nick, you posted this one time in our social media page on Facebook. Think can help you take control, make good decisions, talk less, and listen more. The grown folks used to say, or the old folks used to say, that's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth.
That's right.
So do more listening, less speaking.
Church.
You know what I'm saying? Think stands for true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind. True. Is what we are saying actually true, or is it false news? Lies and misinformation hurts others and reflects the liar as someone untrustworthy. H is for helpful. Are our words helpful? Assisting others to make better decisions through offering good advice is also important. I is for inspiring. Are others inspired by what we are saying? People are greatly inspired by words which have the influence to prompt others to do amazing things. And is it necessary? Do our words really need to be said? Unless chatter is annoying, while language that actively hurts others is wholly unnecessary. Is it kind? Is what we want to say, is it kind? We all know the old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Unkind sentences obviously have the power to hurt people. And then, which brings me to my next characteristic for this week, think before you act. But the phrase think before you act encompasses much, much more than basic brain processing, and is typically used to refer to think about the possible outcomes of a situation and make the best choice about what to do or what not to do. When one thinks before acting, he or she must begin with the end in mind. So we should always think before we act to prevent unwanted consequences. So if you don't think before you act, you may realize that you did not really want to do what you did, let alone say what you said. Take time to consider what will happen, because if you do it, and oftentimes you won't, people should think before they act for a number of reasons. So in conclusion, the bottom line is that we need to think before we speak and act, because once we do what we do and say what we say, we can never take it back as if it never happened. Now, we can apologize and people may forgive us, but you cannot undo scrambled or boiled eggs. So think before you speak and act. That's it.
Love it.
That's it.
I'm just going to say it. If the officers thought before they act, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
We wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be here. But now we're here, and there are consequences behind your actions.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
All right. So we're going to put it out there?
Yep. Put it out there.
All right, guys. Thank you so much once again for tuning in to another exciting week, another exciting show, another exciting episode, another exciting guest on the Kevin and Nikee Show. We do what we do for you. We can't do what we do without you. We love you guys. And you inspire us to keep on keeping on, because as long as y'all keep tuning in, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. Right. And if we could put a smile on your face, hey, just for 2 hours, especially during this pandemic time, you know what? It was mission accomplished for us. But I'm actor Kevin D. Benton. You can follow me on Facebook, Kevin D. Benton, Twitter at Kevin D. Benton, Instagram, actor Kevin D. Benton, and on YouTube, you can follow us, actor Kevin D. Benton, and actress Nikee Warren, and we will follow and subscribe back as long as you got a photo up there.
Yeah, y'all.
Gotta have a photo.
You can find me on Facebook, Nikee Warren, on Twitter at Nikee Warren, and on the gram, that's hello, I'm Nikee, spelled HELLOIMNIKEE. You can find our show, The Kevin Nikee Show, on Facebook, Kevin Nikee at Kevin Nikee Show on Twitter, and The Kevin Nikee Show on the gram. We keeps it simple so that you can find us. If you have any questions, comments, concerns regarding our show, hit us up, the Kevin Nikee Show at yahoo.com. You got any questions, comments, concerns for our two ladies?
LaTasha T-Huny and Soko Nix.
Hit us up, the Kevin Nikee Show at yahoo.com. We'll read it to them, get the answer, and read it back to them. Like we say every week, who knows your letter can be featured on our show. Man, it was a good show.
Another great show.
Another great show.
Yeah.
Listen. Think before you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Think before you act.
Right.
Very, very, very good two things that we need to get in the habit of doing. If we did those things, we would not be where we are.
Yeah, and we had less regrets.
And
less people hurt and damaged and a lot of other stuff that comes negative.
Be in a better place, in a better space.
Yes, I like that.
Come on.
I like that. Be in a better place with a better thing. We go. You know what? You get the bell. We've been rhyming. We've been rhyming.
Yes.
If you figure out what they hate about you figure out what's great about you. Great. What was yours? Be in a
better space and a better place.
I like it. We can end it like
Come
that.
on.
It's the Kevin and Nikee Show on iHeartRadio. We are everywhere, and we are
out of here.
Peace.
All right. Ain't this what you came for? Don't you wish you came more? Girl, what you playing for? Come on, let me kiss that. Ooh, I know you missed that. What's wrong? Let me fix that. Twist that. Baby, tonight's the night I let you know. Baby, tonight's the night we lose control. Baby, tonight you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I hit you with the best stroke, freestyle in the breaststroke, till you're blowing cigarette smoke, and now the bed's broke. So what we gonna do now? Round two now. Work it out, then we cool down, baby. Tonight's the night I let you know. Baby, tonight's the night we lose control. Baby, tonight you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be
You ain't even gotta text me. Knowing me and you got that mental telepathy, meet me up at the spot, I'll be sending over the chauffeur. Rich nigga, bread stay popping up like a toaster. Nobody come close to me and you together. Step under my umbrella, we'll make it through any weather, except when I make it storm. Sex in the greatest form, then hibernate under my body. And yep, I keep it warmer than a chinchilla. She know I beat it up like the Thriller in Manila. Flying my private jet to villas in Anguilla. Then throw you on the grill, that's 'cause 7 days a week you're my 5-course meal for real.
Tonight, baby, take it tonight.
It's gonna be tonight, baby.
Baby, tonight, you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight, I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, but I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, I'll be the best you ever.
You have been listening to the Kevin and Nikki Show on iHeartRadio.